KONP Noon Report.
Todd Ortloff for the KONP News Center. Here's a look at what's happening on this Friday, August 9th. The city of Port Angeles updating its comprehensive plan called Vision 2045. It seeks to guide development for at least the next 20 years in the city. The plan addresses housing, economic growth, land use, utilities, parks, neighborhood services, environmental protection, and transportation. City Planning Supervisor Ben Broderick heads up the effort at the city staff.
It's the document that envisions all the policy movement for the city of Port Angeles. So we're looking at all the different aspects of our community, from population growth to housing availability. We're also thinking about economic development and utilities and transportation. So all those things that make a city work, the community can come together during these periodic updates and really decide how we want as a community to move forward.
Roderick says community involvement is crucial. Residents, workers, business owners, and frequent travelers now encouraged to share their insights to help manage population growth, improve resilience, and maintain a quality of life here. Public engagement efforts begin this month with questionnaires included in utility bills. There's a detailed online survey as well, and participants can be entered into a prize drawing when they fill that out. The initial phase will conclude with a storefront studio event and 2 workshops at 230 East 1st Street. Those will happen in late September, featuring informative galleries and interactive activities. The update process will continue through next year with more opportunities for public input before City Council approval. For more information and to take part in the Community Vision Survey, got to do it by September 13th. Visit the city's website at cityofpa.us. The RV Resilience, Washington State's first hybrid electric diesel research vessel, has found a new home in Sequim. Arriving from Seattle last month, the 50-foot vessel is now under management of researchers at the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory in Sequim. The Resilience is the first vessel of its size to be partially electrified, making it nearly silent when operating on its battery power, a feature that greatly enhances its research capabilities. The ship can reach speeds of 28 knots on its diesel engines and 6 knots on battery power, giving it flexibility needed for research in Sequim Bay and beyond. The vessel's part of a broader push to expand research capabilities at the Sequim campus. Along with Resilience, the campus will soon see new seawater experimental tanks, climate-controlled research spaces, and improved facilities for public outreach. Early morning travelers who use Highway 101 in Port Angeles want to plan a little extra time next week from 4 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. each morning, Monday through Thursday. DOT maintenance crews will be repairing asphalt on 101 in Port Angeles. Now, work is scheduled to occur at different locations each day. Monday, traffic will shift on Lincoln Street at the East 3rd Street intersection. Tuesday, the right lane of West 1st Street will close between Lincoln and Vine. Wednesday, one-way alternating traffic on Lincoln approaching 11th Street. Thursday will be the right lane of westbound 101 closed at North Baker Street. That happening hitting into town. All work is dependent on the weather and could be rescheduled. And while we're on the subject of maintenance, chip seal road work performed by the city will start next week in Port Angeles as well. Work will begin on Monday and continue through Wednesday at 8th Street between 8th Street's bridges and South I Street, and on I Street between 4th and 16th Streets. After the chip seal work is complete, a curing period is necessary before pavement markings can be put back in. The markings will take place over 1 to 2 days, and that will be finished up by the first week of September. More news after this.
End-of-life decisions are hard. Be it pre-planning or sudden loss, you need to have an advocate in your corner, which is why I wholeheartedly recommend Drennan & Ford Funeral Home and Crematory in Port Angeles, the only locally owned funeral home and crematory in Clallam County. Their expertise ensures a smooth process so you can focus on healing and being with your loved ones. Their help through the darkest time in my life will forever stay with me. Call 360-457-1210.
Hey there, Dawn Riling with Olympic Hot Tub. Don't you love feeling smart? Well, you will when you buy a saltwater hot spring spa during our Smart Soak Savings event. Enjoy healthy saltwater soaking every night in a tub that automatically tests the water for you. Save thousands and enjoy interest-free financing for 3 years. How smart is that? Ends August 12th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Field Arts and Events Hall announces a new membership program, and by purchasing a membership, you fuel our nonprofit mission to bring people together and make our community stronger. Memberships also support accessible ticket pricing, facility operations, and community events. Members also enjoy perks like early ticket access, premium seating, discounts, and exclusive member experiences. Become a member today at fieldhallevents.org/membership.
In other news, two key primary races in our state became clearer last night as trailing candidates conceded. Democrat Hillary France, who is running for an open seat for Washington's 6th Congressional District in the U.S. House, she conceded to fellow Democrat Emily Randall and Republican Drew McEwen. In a statement on X, France congratulated Randall and expressed gratitude to her supporters, though she noted the challenge of overcoming $2.4 million in super PAC spending in the race. In another race, State Senator Manka Dringa, a Democrat out of Redmond, conceded in the state attorney general primary. It trailed Republican Pete Serrano and Democrat Nick Brown, who vowed to continue advocating for key issues in the state Senate as she remains there. A woman in her 50s was killed Thursday morning in Seattle when a vehicle pursued by the Washington State Patrol crashed. Details still limited, but the incident began when a state trooper tried to stop the vehicle's driver, a woman in her 30s, near Boeing Access Road. The driver fled, leading to a pursuit involving a second trooper. The fleeing vehicle eventually crashed, though it's unclear what it struck. The driver, who was injured, remains hospitalized, is expected to be booked into King County Jail on suspicion of second-degree murder, as her passenger died during the commission of a felony, according to Seattle police. Authorities arrested 37-year-old Mikkel Escondon Tibilin, suspected of leading a North Puget Sound drug ring after a month-long investigation by the Whatcom County Sheriff's Office. The probe began with the arrest of 34-year-old Austin Grimmie in Bellingham, which led to Tibilin's identification as the ringleader. Two others, Washington Ruiz Bamboza and Edwin Vete Delgado, were also implicated and arrested. Searches of apartments in Everett linked to the ring uncovered large quantities of drugs and over $60,000 in cash. More charges are expected to be filed for all those who are involved. The Washington State Department of Health has filed a lawsuit seeking federal court approval to inspect the Northwest Ice Processing Center in Tacoma, citing over 700 complaints about conditions, including substandard food, COVID outbreaks, and dirty water. The department's been denied access to the facility, operated by the GEO Group for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, despite multiple attempts to investigate. The lawsuit argues that the health and safety of detainees now is at risk. The facility, which opened in 2004, can hold up to 1,500 detainees. It's faced criticism over its conditions for years. Both ICE and the GEO Group declined to comment on the litigation. And the Washington State Parks and Recreation Commission announcing it will implement increases in camping and moorage fees to address rising operational costs. The new rates set to take effect next year. Standard campsite costs will rise by $3 to $5. Partial utility sites will see an increase of $5 to $6, and full utility sites will go up by $6. Primitive site fees will remain unchanged at $12. Now, moorage fees will also see adjustments. Daily watercraft launching fees will now be a flat rate of $7. Daily moorage per foot charges will increase by $1, while daily moorage minimums and buoy moorage will rise to $23 flat fee. Annual moorage per foot charges will increase by $7, and the annual moorage minimums will rise by $80. The camping fee increases take effect May 15th next year. The moorage fee changes take effect the 1st of next year. This is Newsradio KONP.
Rev up your engines, Port Angeles. First Race Car Wash is where premium Shell gas meets the ultimate car pampering experience. Swing by our convenient location for an upgraded car wash experience that'll leave your ride gleaming. Fuel up with Shell's finest and treat your car to the TLC it deserves. First Race Car Wash in Port Angeles. You're a winner every time when you've got that first race shine.
It's time for an upgrade with Renewal by Anderson. As a full-service solution, we take care of everything from consultation to installation, ensuring a hassle-free experience. Our custom-built windows and doors are designed to withstand the toughest weather conditions, keeping your home comfortable year-round. Say hello to peace of mind. Visit us at callrenewal.com for your free consultation today. That's callrenewal.com. Renewal by Anderson, the better way to a better window.
In 1983, Tom and Ida McEwen opened All Weather Heating and Cooling. Their vision for a family-owned and operated business with personalized customer service made them the #1 choice for all your heating and cooling needs. By 2014, it was time to pass down the business, and daughter Janae and her business partner Dustin Halverson purchased All Weather. In preserving Tom and Ida's vision, customer service is still their #1 priority. All Weather Heating and Cooling, because everyone calls us.
Here's your Newsradio KONP forecast, brought to you by All Weather Heating and Cooling. A blend of clouds and sun this afternoon with a high of 75. Northerly winds around 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies again tonight, lows around 58, highs around 73 tomorrow. Cloudy skies and dry Sunday and Monday with highs in the mid-60s. Take a look at the extended forecast: 64 Tuesday, 65 Wednesday, and 66 on Thursday. Another look at the short range, high of 75 today. Lows level off around 58 tonight. We should top out at 73 tomorrow. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Currently 74.
I'm Alex Sabario. It nearly slipped away for Team USA, trailing by double digits. The U.S. men's basketball team had a furious rally in the fourth, knocking off Serbia in the semis 95-91 to advance to their 5th straight gold medal game. Stephen Curry with 36 points leading the way. LeBron James, his 2nd career Olympic triple-double, 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists in the win. Team USA head coach Steve Kerr.
You just, in the heat of the moment, you're just staying poised, and just all the guys were fine. We had made a good run in that third quarter, and then to go down 13 to end the quarter was demoralizing. And I thought the guys did a great job of keeping their spirit up and knowing that there was enough time to battle back.
Nikola Jokic, 17 points, 11 assists in the loss. So the Americans moved to Saturday's gold medal game to take on France. They beat Germany on Thursday to set up a rematch of the gold medal game in Tokyo. That matchup will be on Saturday. France looking to win the gold in their home soil. Team USA women will be in action on Friday in their semifinals. They take on Australia. Team USA's won 59 straight games in Olympic play. They're 8-0 all-time against the Aussies. In the NFL, Nick Foles, who helped the Eagles beat the Patriots for their first Super Bowl win back in 2018, retired on Thursday, going to social media to make the announcement after 11 seasons.
It's been such a special privilege to play for Philadelphia, St. Louis, Kansas City, Jacksonville, Chicago, and Indianapolis. To the fans of the NFL around the world, thank you for making the game so special. Y'all are the ones that bring the energy in the stadiums. Thank you. Specifically, thank you to the Philadelphia Eagles fans. Thank you for all your support from 2012 when I was drafted to 2017 when I came back.
The Eagles will honor Foles at their season opener against the Falcons on September 16th. Patriots knocked off the Panthers in the preseason opener 17-3. Third overall pick Drake May played just one series for the Patriots in the win. The Giants knocked off the Lions 14-3 in their preseason.
In local sports, the Port Angeles Lefties ended their season on a sour note. They were swept in their final series of the year. Last night, the last game, a loss, 8-6 to the Cowlitz Black Bears at Civic Field. The Lefties, who out-hit Cowlitz 14-9, were unable to capitalize on that offensive production and were hindered by 3 critical errors in the game. Well, in a game you heard here last night.
The 1-2 pitch, swinging a line drive into right field, coming in, diving, and missing the ball, delayed. Here comes Rayleigh. Here comes Rosarena. Here comes Bliss. The throw, no relay to the plate. The Mariners win it. A line drive into right field, delayed, came in, dove. The ball got on by. 3 runs are in, and the Mariners walk it off. They win it 4-3 over the Tigers. Mitch Haniger getting mobbed at second base by his teammates. Holy smokes, what a finish.
That's how the Seattle Mariners walked it off and won against the Detroit Tigers 4-3. Mariners back in action tonight, 5:30 airtime as the New York Mets come to town. You'll catch that game here on KONP as well.
No matter what you are trying to keep in or what you're trying to keep out, Leitz Farm Supply and Equipment Sales has fencing to get the job done right. Leitz carries everything from barbed wire and no-climb fencing to field fences and gates with all the equipment you'll need to install. You'll even find fence chargers, electric rope, T-posts, and anything else you might need to get the job done. Leitz Farm Supply and Equipment Sales is your local farm store and so much more. Located at 259110 Highway 101 in Sequim.
Voted the Peninsula's #1 live band, Classic Hits, Black Diamond Junction. Experience those memorable songs. Easy to dance to and easy on the ears. Black Diamond Junction is back.
BDJ is at the Sequim Elks this Sunday, 6 to 8:30 p.m. $10 for Elks members, $12 for guests.
Newsradio KONP Business. This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The maker of much of the physical equipment on which the internet operates is shifting its focus now to areas like AI and cybersecurity. They rely on subscriptions rather than one-time product sales, and as it does, Cisco Systems is trimming its ranks again. Reuters reports Cisco plans to cut thousands of jobs in what would be this year's second major round of layoffs. Microsoft says a hacking group tied to the Iranian government tried to breach the email accounts of presidential campaign staffers. Microsoft's Threat Analysis Center says attackers connected to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard issued a compromised email address from a former political advisor to try phishing another high-ranking presidential campaign official. Microsoft researchers say Iranian hackers have also been preparing to launch influence operations. Stocks are wavering. The Dow is down a fraction, while the S&P and NASDAQ are up 0.2%. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
Let's get a check at the traffic next, brought to you by Angela's Furniture and McCrory Carpet One.
If you're an Angela's Furniture customer, you'll never be taken for granted. At Angela's Furniture, you're the top priority.
We really appreciate our customers. We try to treat everybody with the utmost respect. We go the extra mile to try to take care of them when they buy something from us, and even when they don't buy something from us. You know, we look at it as a long-term relationship, not a one-transaction relationship.
For fine furniture and the treatment you deserve, shop Angela's Furniture on East 1st Street, Port Angeles.
At McCrory Carpet One, they know how important it is to feel confident in your flooring selection. You want to know it's going to look exactly the way you want it once it's installed in your home. That's why they offer their one-of-a-kind guarantee, making sure you're 100% happy that the floor you've created together is as beautiful as the one in your dreams. If not, they'll replace it for free. That's what they call the beautiful guarantee. Peace of mind is yours with every installation. Always priced right, always done right. McCrory Carpet One.
News Radio KONP. Traffic and roads.
Well, per usual, we're heading into the afternoon on a Friday, and volume picking up all across the region. We've got pretty busy conditions in downtown Port Angeles, being hampered somewhat by some of the construction that's happening there, both on Front Street and 1st Street now in the greater part of downtown. Lincoln Street also showing a little bit of slowing, too. That's just due to the volume out there. No other problems. A little bit of slowing heading out of town near the eastbound Safeway, East Side Safeway, and then again slowing out near the Walmart now to the Morse Creek corners. Then it frees up at the speed limit all the way into Sequim. Sequim showing no problems right now on the latest maps. The Hood Canal Bridge is open to traffic right now. No significant problems to report yet on the ferries in and out of Seattle, so that's good news for now. Friday afternoon, yeah, you know that's going to change probably. Heading out west to Forks, no big issues there. It's pretty well easy going. Maybe just a little bit of a slowdown as you're heading into the construction zone there at the new Elwha River Bridge, where they've been doing a little bit of work, but that's just some side cleanup work there, not really slowing you down too much. Currently, we have sunshine across the peninsula. It is right now in Port Townsend, 65 degrees. It's 70 now out at Forks, 73 in Sequim, 58 along the Port Angeles waterfront downtown, but out at Fairchild Airport, it's 73 degrees.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
They used to say a drink a day kept the doctor away. Well, that's not the consensus anymore. In fact, you're now likely to hear arguments against, not for, drinking in the name of your health. Case in point, the latest study on this topic, this one out of Italy, found that just one drink a day raised systolic blood pressure. That's the top number in a blood pressure reading. That happened in both men and women. Interestingly, that one daily drink also raised diastolic blood pressure. That's the bottom number. That only happened in men. The more people drank, the more they saw those numbers go up. It is important to note that alcohol is not the leading cause of high blood pressure. Far more important there is going to be your weight, your diet, including how much salt, fruit and veggies you eat, how much you exercise, whether you smoke, and the level of stress in your life. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hello, I'm Jerry Stewart, and this is One Moment in America. Today in America, we have become a society driven by excuses. But just where does making excuses get you? I'll tell you that story after this important message.
If you've been hearing my radio programs now for the last 20 years, you know that I've been telling the true stories of those who have followed God's ways to make America the greatest nation in the world. So what's the latest? Well, we're now doing this nation-saving work full-time, and we need your help by becoming one of our ambassadors, subscribing to All We Have for just $5.95 per month. To get what? Number one, full access to our amazing website that is full of over 100 true stories to teach us with these stories how America is to act and operate. We also have lessons for all ages to teach us what we must do now. And our children, they will be our nation's leaders very soon. I will have live presentations online for you to hear, maybe even to participate. And when must this all get started? Now. Call our offices today at 817-995-6965 or go to our website at www.jerrystewartusa.com and email our office. God bless you.
Today in our America, so many people are full of excuses. They want to blame everyone else for their problems and take little or no responsibility for themselves. And just where do excuses get you? It was Benjamin Franklin who said, "The person who is good for excuses is good for little else." Simply said, excuses and blaming others get you nowhere. We all talk about our Bill of Rights. What America needs is a Bill of Responsibilities. Quit looking for someone to blame. Accept your own responsibilities and become part of the solution. I'm Jerry Stewart, and that was One Moment in America.
For the Washington State News Network, I'm Rob Francis. As votes continue to be tallied from this week's primary, the race for Washington State's next public lands commissioner remains neck and neck. The latest round of ballot counts show Republican former U.S. Representative Jamie Herrera Butler, Republican Sue Kuehl-Peterson, and Democrat King County Council member Dave Updegrove separated by just 2 points. Herrera Butler is currently leading the race with 22.6%. Kuehl-Peterson is second with 20.7%, and Updegrove closely behind with 20.6%. A disturbing situation out of Vancouver's Peace Health Southwest Medical Center mistakenly allowed a family to make life support decisions for a man who was not their loved one. This goes back 3 years to 2021 when medics mistakenly identified the deceased man as 60-year-old Michael Beeler. The family chose to remove him from life support only to learn a week later that Beeler was alive, and the actual deceased was his roommate, David Wells. The Clark County Medical Examiner's Office has since updated its identification procedures, and tolls are set to increase next week on the Highway 520 floating bridge. Starting August 15th, drivers will fork over another 10% more to cross the bridge. The peak rate of $4.50 will go up to $4.90 in both directions from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. each weekday. For more on these stories and others, download the WSNN mobile app. You can also visit our website, WashingtonStateNews.net.
If you're a contractor, it's now easier for you to do business with the Department of Labor and Industries. Go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line and make an appointment with us ahead of time. No waiting around, no wasted time away from your job site. You get in, get out, and get on your way. Easy. So contractors, just go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line to make an appointment and get back to doing what you do best.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Republicans say the nation's struggling economy will hinder Kamala Harris's prospects for election in November. Correspondent Bob Agnew has more.
Conservative author Guy Benson argues that Harris is avoiding talking about the economy at all costs. After all, she cast a deciding vote on a Democrat bill that added trillions in new spending on the backs of working American taxpayers and drove up costs enough to force lifestyle changes on many families. Former President Trump sees connecting Harris to so-called Bidenomics as an effective strategy. He was quick to label this week's sell-off on Wall Street the Kamala crash. Bob Agnew reporting.
Also at townhall.com, Russia has declared a federal-level emergency in the Kursk region, following a large-scale incursion from Ukraine, and has sent reinforcements 4 days after hundreds of Ukrainian troops poured across the border in what appeared to be Kyiv's biggest attack on Russian soil since the war began. Special counsel Jack Smith has asked for additional time to settle how to proceed with former President Trump's January 6th prosecution. Details from Bernie Bennett.
District Court Judge Tanya Chutkin has ordered Smith and Trump's attorneys to jointly propose how to move forward in the case after the Supreme Court handed the former president a victory in determining he has some protection from prosecution as a past executive. By requesting a 3-week delay in that filing, Smith is likely to disappoint those who have called for him to ask for an evidentiary hearing with live witness testimony ahead of the election. It also shows that Smith's team is still grappling with the best path forward after the Supreme Court ruled Trump is immune from prosecution for court actions he took as president and presumptively immune for all other official acts. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
On Wall Street, stocks are up and down at the tail end of an extremely chaotic week. The Dow is now ahead 10 points, the NASDAQ adding 58. More at townhall.com.
Americans now have more credit card debt than at any time in history, owing a staggering $1.3 trillion collectively. What happens when most people can't pay their bills? Well, the U.S. economy is clearly moving into uncertain territory. That's why more Christians are turning to gold just for their peace of mind. I'm Lance Wallnow, Christian news analyst with a 30-year track record of predicting trends. The Bible tells us that gold is a time-tested store of value that can protect your God-given assets through almost anything, including America's historic debt bubble. And here's the good news. You can own gold through your 401k or IRA. My friends at Birch Gold Group can help you buy gold for your retirement account, tax-free and penalty-free. To learn more, text the word FAITH to 989898 for an info kit from Birch Gold that's entirely free, zero cost or obligation. Text that next step right now and take it. Text FAITH to the number 989898 for your free info kit. That's FAITH to 989898.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low in more than a year.
Mortgage buyer Freddie Mac says the average rate on a 30-year mortgage fell this week to 6.47%. That's the lowest level in more than a year and the second straight weekly decline. The latest pullback is a welcome development for home shoppers facing record-high home prices and for homeowners eager to refinance. Mortgage rates are influenced by several factors, including the Federal Reserve's interest rate policy. Signs of easing inflation and a cooling job market have raised expectations of a Fed rate cut as soon as next month. That has many economists forecasting that mortgage rates will ease further this year. I'm Alex Vega.
Two giant pandas sent from China to the United States early this year are making their public debut at the San Diego Zoo. Yun Chuan and Xin Bao have been acclimating to their new habitat since arriving at the zoo in June. Breaking news at townhall.com. Nagasaki has marked the 79th anniversary of its atomic bombing to end World War II. The atomic bomb dropped by the U.S. on Nagasaki on August 9, 1945, killed 70,000 people. 3 days after the bombing of Hiroshima killed 140,000. There have been 3 suspected Houthi attacks on a ship off Yemen amid concerns of a wider regional war.
A ship near the Red Sea has been targeted in a suspected Houthi attack. British military authorities say there were 3 attempted strikes on a private security vessel, which saw a missile and a grenade explode nearby. No injuries or physical damage were reported. Authorities assess the vessel to be aligned with that of the Houthis. Although the rebels haven't claimed the assaults, they sometimes take hours or days to acknowledge responsibility. After a recent 2-week pause, their attacks have resumed following the assassination of a Hamas leader. Nayan Kim, London.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is the Newsradio KONP Noon Report.
Todd Ortloff in the KONP News Center. Here's a look at what's happening on this Friday, August 9th. The city of Port Angeles updating its comprehensive plan called Vision 2045. It seeks to guide development for at least the next 20 years in the city. The plan addresses housing, economic growth, land use, utilities, parks, neighborhood services, environmental protection, and transportation. City Planning Supervisor Ben Broderick heads up the effort at the city staff.
It's the document that envisions all the policy movement for the city of Port Angeles. So we're looking at all the different aspects of our community, from population growth to housing availability. We're also thinking about economic development and utilities and transportation. So all those things that make a city work, the community can come together during these periodic updates and really decide how we want as a community to move forward.
Roderick says community involvement is crucial. Residents, workers, business owners, and frequent travelers now encouraged to share their insights to help manage population growth, improve resilience, and maintain a quality of life here. Public engagement efforts begin this month with questionnaires included in utility bills. There's a detailed online survey as well, and participants can be entered into a prize drawing when they fill that out. The initial phase will conclude with a storefront studio event and 2 workshops at 230 East 1st Street. Those will happen in late September, featuring informative galleries and interactive activities. The update process will continue through next year with more opportunities for public input before City Council approval. For more information and to take part in the Community Vision Survey, got to do it by September 13th. Visit the city's website at cityofpa.us. The RV Resilience, Washington State's first hybrid electric diesel research vessel, has found a new home in Sequim. Arriving from Seattle last month, the 50-foot vessel is now under management of researchers at the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory in Sequim. The Resilience is the first vessel of its size to be partially electrified, making it nearly silent when operating on its battery power, a feature that greatly enhances its research capabilities. The ship can reach speeds of 28 knots on its diesel engines and 6 knots on battery power, giving it flexibility needed for research in Sequim Bay and beyond. The vessel's part of a broader push to expand research capabilities at the Sequim campus. Along with Resilience, the campus will soon see new seawater experimental tanks, climate-controlled research spaces, and improved facilities for public outreach. Early morning travelers who use Highway 101 in Port Angeles want to plan a little extra time next week, from 4 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. each morning, Monday through Thursday. DOT maintenance crews will be repairing asphalt on 101 in Port Angeles. Now, work is scheduled to occur at different locations each day. Monday, traffic will shift on Lincoln Street at the East 3rd Street intersection. Tuesday, the right lane of West 1st Street will close between Lincoln and Vine. Wednesday, one-way alternating traffic on Lincoln approaching 11th Street. Thursday will be the right lane of westbound 101 closed at North Baker Street. That happening hitting into town. All work is dependent on the weather and could be rescheduled. And while we're on the subject of maintenance, chip seal road work performed by the city will start next week in Port Angeles as well. Work will begin on Monday and continue through Wednesday at 8th Street between 8th Street's bridges and South I Street, and on I Street between 4th and 16th Streets. After the chip seal work is complete, a curing period is necessary before pavement markings can be put back in. The markings will take place over 1 to 2 days, and that will be finished up by the first week of September. In other news, 2 key primary races in our state became clearer last night as trailing candidates conceded. Democrat Hillary France, who is running for an open seat for Washington's 6th Congressional District in the U.S. House, she conceded to fellow Democrat Emily Randall and Republican Drew McEwen. In a statement on X, France congratulated Randall and expressed gratitude to her supporters, though she noted the challenge of overcoming $2.4 million in super PAC spending in the race. In another race, State Senator Manka Dringa, a Democrat out of Redmond, conceded in the state attorney general primary. It trailed Republican Pete Serrano, and Democrat Nick Brown vowed to continue advocating for key issues in the state Senate as she remains there. A woman in her 50s was killed Thursday morning in Seattle when a vehicle pursued by the Washington State Patrol crashed. Details still limited, but the incident began when a state trooper tried to stop the vehicle's driver, a woman in her 30s, near Boeing Access Road. The driver fled, leading to a pursuit involving a second trooper. The fleeing vehicle eventually crashed, though it's unclear what it struck. The driver, who was injured, remains hospitalized, is expected to be booked into King County Jail on suspicion of second-degree murder, as her passenger died during the commission of a felony, according to Seattle police. Authorities arrested 37-year-old Mikkel Escondon Tibilin, suspected of leading a North Puget Sound drug ring after a month-long investigation by the Whatcom County Sheriff's Office. The probe began with the arrest of 34-year-old Austin Grimmie in Bellingham, which led to Tibilin's identification as the ringleader. 2 others, Washington Ruiz Bamboza and Edwin Vete Delgado, were also implicated and arrested. Searches of apartments in Everett linked to the ring uncovered large quantities of drugs and over $60,000 in cash. More charges are expected to be filed for all those who are involved. The Washington State Department of Health has filed a lawsuit seeking federal court approval to inspect the Northwest Ice Processing Center in Tacoma, citing over 700 complaints about conditions, including substandard food, COVID outbreaks, and dirty water. The department's been denied access to the facility, operated by the GEO Group for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, despite multiple attempts to investigate. The lawsuit argues that the health and safety of detainees now is at risk. The facility, which opened in 2004, can hold up to 1,500 detainees. It's faced criticism over its conditions for years. Both ICE and the GEO Group declined to comment on the litigation. And the Washington State Parks and Recreation Commission announcing it will implement increases in camping and moorage fees to address rising operational costs. The new rates set to take effect next year. Standard campsite costs will rise by $3 to $5. Partial utility sites will see an increase of $5 to $6, and full utility sites will go up by $6. Primitive site fees will remain unchanged at $12. Now, moorage fees will also see adjustments. Daily watercraft launching fees will now be a flat rate of $7. Daily moorage per foot charges will increase by $1, while daily moorage minimums and buoy moorage will rise to $23 flat fee. Annual moorage per foot charges will increase by $7, and the annual moorage minimums will rise by $80. The camping fee increases take effect May 15th next year. The moorage fee changes take effect the 1st of next year. This is Newsradio KONP.
Don't miss country music duo War Hippies, direct from Nashville, performing live August 10th as they headline the Unity of Effort event in Sequim. It's a chance to honor our first responders and military members during the Unity of Effort celebration. This free family fun event features 5 live bands. Performances kick off at 12 noon with local vocal phenom Pearl Peterson's rendition of the national anthem. The U.S. Army Rock Band, Buck Eldred, and Hairstorm perform through the afternoon.
So won't you take me down to the river
And War Hippies takes the stage at 6 p.m., bringing their throwback country feel straight from Nashville to honor our heroes. Genuine songwriting and stellar live performance. The War Hippies has shared the stage with country legends Charlie Daniels, Travis Tritt, and Randy Travis. Join us for the free Unity of Effort celebration Saturday, August 10th in Sequim. Go to unityofeffort.org for details. Unity of Effort presented by Security Services Northwest.
Do you know when your septic system was last inspected? Clallam County Environmental Health keeps those records and can tell you. Pumping your septic and complete septic inspections by licensed professionals are two very different things. State law requires inspections every 1 to 3 years, depending on the system you have. Get more information about your septic system and inspection requirements by calling Clallam County Environmental Health 360-417-2258 or by logging on to clallam.net/septic.
Picture this. The perfect summer barbecue. No stress, no responsibilities, just all your friends, burgers and hot dogs on the grill, and a delicious, refreshing Pepsi Zero Sugar in your hand. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Burgers sizzling, hot dogs cooking, Pepsi Zero Sugar fizzing, and a backyard of very, very happy people. Oh yeah, we could get used to this. Very, very used to this. Pepsi, the official beverage of Grills Night Out.
When it comes to price and quality, nobody compares to Bathfitter Northwest. Over 40 years in business and 40,000 local remodels. Their own factory-trained installation team, no subs. And you always get their price match guarantee. Read their reviews. When it comes to an amazing, affordable bath in as little as 1 day, there's no comparison to Bathfitter. Now to celebrate their 40th anniversary, get $1,000 off. 800-NEW-BATH or bathfitternw.com.
Did you know that the Co-op Farm and Garden has an extensive selection of doodads, thingamabobbers, doohickeys, and actual nuts and bolts and screws? The Co-op makes fixing something at home as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Go into the store with said doodad that needs replaced. 2. Ask a vested crusader to help you locate it. 3. Go home and confidently attach the gizmo to the gadget. The Co-op Farm and Garden knows it all, so you don't have to. Shop the Co-op Farm and Garden in Sequim for all your whoozy-whatsy needs.
Weather forecast calling for sunshine the rest of the day today. Could see some hazy spots at times. And look for your highs to be in the mid-70s to low 80s. Partly cloudy by tonight. Maybe a slight chance of a thunderstorm in the foothills this evening. Yeah, lows will be in the mid-50s to low 60s. Sunny again Saturday with some haze developing. Highs in the 70s to low 80s. Partly cloudy Saturday night. Lows will be in the 50s. And then partly sunny for your Sunday, mid-60s to low 70s. Partly cloudy on Sunday night, becoming more cloudy overnight with your lows in the low to mid-50s. Mostly cloudy. Yeah, we're going to have a cloudy Monday on the way with highs in the mid to upper 60s. Cloudy Tuesday, mid to upper 60s. Then back to partly sunny skies next week, Wednesday, with mid-60s to low 70s. And partly sunny for Thursday next week with your highs near 70. So better a little rebound back to the sunny weather for the Clallam County Fair's first day. Right now across the North Olympic Peninsula, we do have mostly sunny conditions. It's 66 in Port Townsend, 75 out west at Forks. It's 76 now in Sequim. A little cooler on the waterfront in Port Angeles, where it's 57 now. And out at Fairchild Airport, it is now 70 degrees.
It's time for your Port of PA Today.
Hello, I am Commissioner Steve Burke with the Port of Port Angeles. I am here with Dave Walter, CEO of CRTC, Composite Recycling Technology Center. A lot of people don't know what CRTC does here in Port Angeles.
The CRTC is celebrating our 9th year in Port Angeles. We use innovation to leverage the potential of undervalued materials and waste streams to create durable, environmentally conscious products. Because carbon fiber is as strong as steel at about a quarter of the weight, we use it to manufacture high-performance sporting goods like our SwiftNet portable pickleball net, which is the most popular high-performance portable pickleball net in the world. As you know, pickleball has really exploded in popularity, so it is super exciting to think that Port Angeles is now at the forefront of pickleball net technology and helps to keep many people in our area employed.
This has been your Port of PA Today.
Stick out your tongue and say, ah, it's the craziest thing you ever saw. Here at Olympic Game Farm, they say howdy with a wave of a paw. Now it's hard to steer clear of the elk and the deer when they pop in to say hello. They've got lions and tigers and bears. Don't forget about the buffalo. It's impossible to stay calm. So come out with your dad and your mom. Canine and feline, you'll find us online at onlygamefarm.com.
Jammin' in the Park is back on the Port Angeles waterfront August 31st. Presented by Nor'Wester Rotary and Koenig Subaru. Come for a fun and free day of live music, food, a kids zone, and other activities too. It happens at Pebble Beach Park in front of Field Hall and Event Center from 11 to 5, Saturday, August 31st.
Jammin' in the Park is made possible in part by Seven Cedars Casino, State Farm Insurance Matt Joik, D.A. Davidson, First Fed, and Angeles Collision.
Checkup on Health presented by Olympic Medical Center.
Check Up on Health with Chris Whitting.
How can you avoid picking up the latest cold or flu bug? Here's a tip from Allison Jantz, the co-author of The Germ Freak's Guide to Outwitting Colds and Flu.
My number one rule, since 50 to 80% of all colds and flu are caused by hand contact, you need to know where the germ hotspots are and avoid those like the plague. There's a lot of myths out there. People fear public restrooms, the number one germ phobia in America. 50% of women will not even sit on a toilet seat. The problem is they should take those little paper toilet guards they're using for the toilet and put them over the bathroom faucet, because the faucet is actually germier than the toilet lid.
Allison recommends you use paper towels strategically to avoid touching faucet surfaces as you wash your hands and doorknobs as you exit. With Checkup on Health, I'm Chris Whitting.
When every second counts, trust the trauma experts at Olympic Medical Center. Accidents happen anytime, day or night. That's why Olympic Medical Center provides 24/7 trauma care every day of the year. Our dedicated trauma team is here around the clock to handle your emergencies with expertise and compassion. Olympic Medical Center, your hometown partner in trauma care. Learn more at olympicmedical.org/trauma care.
Voted the Peninsula's #1 live band, Classic Hits, Black Diamond Junction. Experience those memorable songs. Easy to dance to and easy on the ears. Black Diamond Junction is back.
BDJ is at the Squim Elks this Sunday, 6 to 8:30 p.m. $10 for Elks members, $12 for guests.
Newsradio KONP Business.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Just minutes ago, ahead of Wall Street's closing bell, and stocks are on track to end a tumultuous week of deep losses and soaring gains, slightly to the upside today on easing worries about a possible U.S. recession. Right now, the Dow is up about 0.1%, the Nasdaq and the S&P up 0.5% each. The big gainers, shares of the salad chain Sweetgreens, up 31%. Sales shot up 9% higher last quarter, thanks in part to so many employees going back to their offices, and it's predicting another 7% jump in sales the rest of the year. Job cuts, though, coming to two U.S. corporate giants. Reuters reports computer networking giant Cisco is preparing to lay off thousands of workers on top of the 4,000 laid off in February as it pivots away from routers and switches to focus on AI and cybersecurity. And Stellantis, the maker of Jeep, Chrysler, and other makes, is planning to lay off nearly 2,500 union workers at a Ram pickup truck plant outside Detroit. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Nor wind, nor rain, nor sleet, nor any other weather event is too much to handle for Leeds Farm Supply and Equipment sales. Not only are we the largest feed supplier on the Olympic Peninsula, we carry mowers and blowers, shovels and tractors in all shapes and sizes, and have the largest selection of trailers around. For big or small jobs, Leeds Farm Supply and Equipment sales has the right tool at the right price. Come on in. We'd love to work with you. Leeds Farm Supply and Equipment sales, 259-110, Highway 101 in Squim.
Every second matters. When you or your loved one shows symptoms of a stroke, seconds matter. At Olympic Medical Center, we've been recognized with acute stroke certification, which means we're prepared the moment you arrive with stroke symptoms. For immediate expert stroke care, trust Olympic Medical Center is always acute stroke ready. Learn more at olympicmedical.org/stroke ready.
It is 12:52 now. Banned in Venezuela, at least for now. Elon Musk's X, given the push after disputing the recent election results there. More from ABC's Tom Rivers at the Foreign Desk.
President Nicolas Maduro announcing a 10-day block on access in Venezuela to X, formerly known as Twitter. In Caracas, on 2 private systems and on the state-owned one, posts have stopped. Of Musk, Maduro says his companies violated social network rules and must now reapply for a new permit to operate there. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
Back stateside now at the box office this weekend, it's Blake Lively versus her husband, Ryan Reynolds. More from ABC's Jason Nathanson.
We break the pattern, or the pattern breaks us.
Blake Lively's drama, It Ends With Us, about a woman caught up in a toxic relationship, will top the new releases this weekend with an expected $25 million opening. Anything in that range would be a strong start, but it likely won't be enough to take down Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's go! Which is looking at its 3rd straight weekend at number 1. The Hollywood Reporter points out, by the way, that the last time a married couple had films in the top 2 spots at the box office was in 1990, when Bruce Willis's Die Hard 2 was number 1, and his wife Demi Moore's Ghost was 2nd. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
What's the truth behind the Milli Vanilli lip-syncing scandal of the late 80s, early 90s? Well, the new movie Girl, You Know It's True takes us behind the scenes and into the lives of frontmen Rob Pilatus and Fab Morvan, producer mastermind Frank Farian, the label executives at Arista Music, and more. Rob and Fab were chased out of the industry. Rob would soon die of a drug overdose, and Fab was left psychologically scarred for life. Fab talked to ABC about what he hoped would go back and he could change if he could.
The one thing I would do is I would save Rob's life, and I would make sure that I would get us in the studio while Frank was sleeping, work for a month, get that tight, change those voices, go back in time, sit back, and wait for time to catch back.
Big Tech's history is littered with broken promises. For instance, streaming is now just as expensive and just as confusing as cable. I'm Kim Commando for Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Accelerate your AI workload today. Take a free test drive at oracle.com/Kim. Cable and satellite lost 8 million subscribers each year since 2019. During COVID, streaming became the norm in almost all American homes. Today, the cable cutting trend is over. The cost for streaming with all your favorite programs has surpassed the cost for the same services on cable. In fact, many homes are actually paying more, sometimes even double than before, as they subscribe to both cable and their favorite streaming services. For those who cut the cable because customer service was rude, you don't have to worry about that with streaming because there is no customer service. You can thank Big Tech for that, too. Cutting the cable was a false narrative when it started, and it's still false today and more expensive than ever. Join 500,000 folks who get my free newsletter at getkim.com. AI might be the most important new computer technology ever. It's storming every industry, and literally billions of dollars are being invested. So buckle up. The problem is that AI needs a lot of speed and processing power. So how do you compete without costs spiraling out of control? It's time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud. Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. OCI is a single platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs. OCI has 4 to 8 times the bandwidth of other clouds, offers one consistent price instead of variable regional pricing, and of course, nobody does data better than Oracle. So now you can train your AI models at twice the speed and less than half the cost of other clouds. If you want to do more and spend less like Uber, 8x8, and Databricks Mosaic, take a free test drive of OCI at oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim, oracle.com/Kim.
While medications are often helpful to people with certain conditions, they can also be dangerous to others. I'll tell you more after this.
Summer is heating up, just like the deals at Omaha Steaks. From perfectly aged steaks to juicy burgers, Omaha Steaks is your summer grilling headquarters. Shop the Hotter Than Fire sale at omahasteaks.com for exclusive, unconditional money-back guaranteed packages starting at $99. Plus, get an extra $10 off with promo code QUALITY at checkout. Visit omahasteaks.com, code QUALITY for an extra $10 off. Shop the Hotter Than Fire sale today, before these deals go up in smoke.
Omaha Steaks, America's original butcher.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD, is something that is treatable with prescription medications. Research has found that schools with high numbers of students using the drugs to treat ADHD also had a higher rate of abuse among students without the condition. Prescription stimulants have been the mainstay of medical management of ADHD for decades. They have a good safety and efficacy track record, but they are not for everyone. They can have side effects ranging from mild to serious. So discuss this and other drug use with your teenage children before they hear about it from their friends. With Your Body, I'm ABC's Dr. Jennifer Ashton.
Sensitive to dust, mold, or allergens? Breathe easier at McCrory Carpet One thanks to their Healthier Living installation system that features cleaner installation practices. Their HEPA vacuum system removes the old dust, and a Heathenex antimicrobial treatment is used before they install your new floor. If it's new carpeting in your home, they include their hypoallergenic premium cushion that inhibits the growth of mold and mildew. Best of all, there's no extra charge for this healthier install. Only at McCrory Carpet One.
Olympic Peninsula Title, the name you've known for your full title and escrow services, offers contract collection. Let Olympic Peninsula Title process, collect, and disperse funds with your private party loan. Find out more about this service and how it can work for you. OliPenTitle.com. Olympic Peninsula Title. Title, escrow, contract collection. Olympic Peninsula Title.
We're the talk of the peninsula. Newsradio KONP, Port Angeles Squim, FM 101.7 and 101.3, a Radio Pacific station.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Both candidates on the campaign trail today, former President Trump heading to Montana for a rally with a tight Senate race underway, and his rival Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate Tim Walz in the battleground state of Arizona. The newly announced Democratic ticket gaining some momentum. Voters in Glendale started lining up this morning for tonight's rally and voiced what issues are important for them this election year.
I've heard a lot of people complain about the rent prices and trying to get a house, and it's not affordable. The border is another one that people bring up a lot.
Israel says it's killed another top Hamas leader in Lebanon. It follows the assassinations in the past month of Iranian-backed militant leaders. ABC News contributor and former CIA intelligence officer Daryl Blocker says it could impact ceasefire talks.
In terms of adding volatility, it's a dangerous place. And the negotiators that Hamas has put forward are well known to the Israelis. Hamas knows that they're on a targeting list long before the 7th of October.
At least 14 are dead after Russia struck a Ukrainian shopping center in retaliation for Ukraine's incursion into Russian territory this week. ABC News national security and intelligence analyst Mick Mulroy on the stakes.
This looks to be much more substantial than originally thought. And I think it's really taken Russia by surprise, and it showed them that they are vulnerable to Ukraine. The fight isn't just going to be in Ukraine. It isn't just going to be Russia launching cruise missiles at populated areas like grocery stores.
Residents in the Northeast dealing with remnants of Debbie still packing a punch and posing a major flood threat in areas already soaked. Governor Phil Scott warning residents flash flooding could add to the housing crisis.
As I mentioned last week, I continue to be concerned about the number of homes that have been destroyed, adding to a housing crisis we face for years.
Debbie now blamed for 8 deaths since Monday. You're listening to ABC News.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was.
I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/ABC to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/ABC for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
In Washington, D.C., a man who attacked police at the U.S. Capitol has been sentenced to 20 years in prison. It is the second longest prison term for a defendant in the January 6th insurrection. David Dempsey is of California. And today marks 10 years since a white police officer shot and killed black teen Michael Brown Jr. in Ferguson, Missouri. His death sparking months of protests and renewing the debate over relations between U.S. law enforcement and the black community. Nobody survived a fiery plane crash in Brazil today. Details from ABC's Alex Stone.
It was an ATR-72, a popular short-haul regional airliner, a twin-engine turboprop that was flying to the Sao Paulo area from a region southwest of the city. Federal police say there were 62 people on board, 58 passengers and 4 crew. The plane fell close to a residential building. Witness video appears to show the plane falling and spinning out of the sky without any lift, and then a large billow of black smoke coming from where it crashed.
Stellantis says it may lay off more than 2,400 union workers at its truck plant outside Detroit. 3,700 union workers are employed at the Warren, Michigan facility. In Paris, U.S. women winning the 4x100 Olympics relay. Anchor Sha'Carri Richardson getting her first Olympic gold medal, and Quincy Wilson has become the youngest male U.S. track athlete ever. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
With so many choices for deliveries, how convenient is it that you've got an option for the perfect cup of joe, too? Fogtown Coffee in Port Angeles delivers. We offer a no-cost delivery for orders to businesses of $20 or more within city limits. Call 360-504-3509 for delivery or download the Joe Coffee app. Just text coffee to 474747 and order ahead for store pickup. You can even schedule a specific time. Fogtown Coffee on Front Street, your front door coffee delivery headquarters.
Hey there, Dawn Riling with Olympic Hot Tub. Don't you love feeling smart? Well, you will when you buy a saltwater hot spring spa during our Smart Soak Savings event. Enjoy healthy saltwater soaking every night in a tub that automatically tests the water for you. Save thousands and enjoy interest-free financing for 3 years. How smart is that? Ends August 12th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
KONP News brought to you by RE/MAX Evergreen Real Estate. Outstanding agents, outstanding results. 457-6600. City of Port Angeles updating its comprehensive plan called Vision 2045. Seeks to guide development for at least the next 20 years. It addresses housing, economic growth, land use, utilities, parks, neighborhood services, environmental protection, and transportation. It's a year-long update effort, and it just started with a public engagement effort, starting with questionnaires and utility bills, leading to a detailed online survey as well. The initial phase will conclude with a storefront studio event with a couple of workshops in downtown Port Angeles late in September with informative galleries and interactive activities with staff. The update process will continue through 2025 with more public input before City Council approval.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast, brought to you by Olympic Game Farm. 75 this afternoon under partly cloudy skies, northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, 58. High temperatures reach up to 73 tomorrow. Overcast and dry Sunday and Monday with highs in the mid-60s. Take a look at the extended forecast, 64 Tuesday, 65 Wednesday, and 66 on Thursday. To recap, high of 75 today, low of 58 tonight, a high of 73 tomorrow. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Currently, it's 59 degrees.
I'm all the way
There's a serious reason for this song. Welcome to the Girl Friday show.
Surprise.
We
don't know what's going on.
There's two main reasons for the surprise. Girl Friday show brought to you each and every Friday by our friends at Kokopelli and Hook It Line, and also by our friends at Fogtown. I am Amanda Bacon. You are Stephanie Ray.
And we're together today.
Surprise, surprise.
I knew that was it.
Yeah. We haven't been together in
weeks. I can't even tell you the last time. July something? Oh, you're going to look at the calendar and tell me.
I'm going to look at the calendar.
Because you know what? It says
plan.
Steph off.
So, Steph, you were here. Were you here on the 12th? I think you were here on the 12th.
And you weren't?
No, I was here.
Oh, that's the last time.
The 19th, we had a pre-recorded show.
Yep.
The 26th, I was gone.
I was with Todd.
Yeah, so you were gone the 12th, I think, weren't you?
No, I was here, but we had to do pre-recorded because you weren't. Nobody else could do it, maybe? I'm not sure.
You know what? It's been like a month.
It really has, because what are we, the 9th of August? And I haven't been here with you since the 12th?
Yes, Stephanie. It's the 9th of August.
You know what?
I've had to remind her of the days of the week all week long. She has one job, folks.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I did get something wrong the other day, too.
Yes, you did.
I'm like, why are you
scared the
here?
heck out of me.
Aren't you supposed to be somewhere?
Well, thank you to all in the last month who have helped fill in and push buttons and keep us on the air. And you know, you're very beautiful, Stephanie, but I got to tell you, I really enjoyed looking across the table last week.
Oh, no. You know what? I ruined the whole day when I showed up here during the show with your
surprise.
You had your BF here.
I did have my boyf here. He did really good.
Oh, he did so great. You know what? I'm feeling like I might be replaced in the near future because I listened to him read the events and I went, wow. He gave every detail. People get done listening to my events and they're like, wait, where was that?
Yeah.
Wait, did she say the time? And I listened to Mark. I mean, he might have said AM and PM even. He was fantastic.
I thought he did quite well.
He really did. I'm not going to keep talking about it and going on and on, or I'm going to probably lose my job. And I do only have one job here.
It's pretty cute too, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
So thank you to my honey Mark for filling in last week. Always nice to have a little different voice, because I have had guest artists and people come in here, and other women and other co-hosts, but I've never had Mark as the co-host. It was fun.
It was. And we've had him on the show before for something else that he did. And I have no idea.
He gave away ice cream.
That's right. The little tokens from Willie's. Yeah, that was fantastic. He was here for a good time that day and he did great. And so I knew that he would not disappoint last week.
Good job, honey. So proud of you. Little boy. Okay, he's never going to speak to me again.
Oh my gosh.
Should we get into the events now?
Oh.
Speaking of Mark.
Wow.
It's time to find out what's going on this weekend in our area. Sponsored by Field Arts and Events Hall. From ball caps to ball gowns, Field Hall is entertainment for all.
Yes, it is.
Can I tell you, I went and saw Mamma Mia, the sing-along Mamma Mia at Field Hall this week. Yes, Wednesday.
You don't know your days either.
Wednesday. I had one day where I didn't have to wear pants after 5, and it was yesterday. So Wednesday, Mom and I got to go see Mamma Mia, the sing-along version at Field Hall. Oh my gosh.
So good.
So fun.
Aww.
So many hundreds of people were there.
Did you have front
singing.
row seats again?
It's not reserved seating, and so we had 5th row seats.
Oh.
But there's no bad seat in that
Or
place.
you. No, there's not. There's not.
It was really fun.
Okay, let's start with you. Start with you right away. Right. Because you're the first Friday event.
Yeah.
And it is Friday,
It is
August 9th.
Good job, honey.
Tonight at 6 o'clock, Amanda and Todd, otherwise known as At Large, will be playing the summer patio sessions at 7 Cedars. Amanda, you're supposed to be there before 6.
Thank you.
Just want to let you know.
Thank you. You can text me around 4:45 and remind me. That'd be great.
Yeah, you got about an hour drive out there. You'll be fine. And then Saturday, you can head out to 7 Cedars and you can hear the music of Chris Schweitzer. That is happening at 6, also at 7 Cedars. We've got the second Saturday Art Walk happening tomorrow from 3 to 7. This is at the Port Angeles Fine Arts Courtyard. And this is really cool. This has Daryl Charles. He's a master carver, so it sounds like his work will be on display. I love wood carvings.
Yes.
I have a huge sea turtle on my wall.
Yes, you do.
Oh, it's amazing. So you'll see the work of Daryl Charles, and then they'll have a poetry reading read by the Native Poets Group, Brenda Francis Thomas of the Elwha Clallam tribe, who is actually somebody I went to school with. She is a lovely human being.
Aww.
So she'll be reading her poetry. That, again, is starting at 3 and will go all the way until 7 at the Port Angeles Fine Arts Courtyard. Music on the Straight is having the festival finale.
Yes.
And this is at Field Hall, of course, one of the entertainment sponsor of our show. And this is featuring Joyce Yang and friends. So you can go and find out more details at musiconthestraight.com. But again, this is at Field Hall, and this is on the 10th from 7 to 9. So go check that out and get the finale under your belt. Saturday, we have a big one. You've probably been hearing about it on the air if you're a regular listener. The Unity of Effort is happening in Sequim at Security Services Northwest, which is right down at the east end of Washington Center Parkway, 250 Center Parkway. This starts at 10 a.m., and this is the military and first responder event that you can talk to all those people, recognize them. You can see helicopters and emergency vehicles. You can tour all of them.
You can touch a fire truck.
Amanda, you can't say that anymore.
Why?
Oh, it's not you you're talking about. It used to be.
Oh, I'm not going to go do it.
You'd be like, keep me away from those events. Mark. Mark says no. We also will be broadcasting live from the event. I think you'll see Kevin and Todd out there, possibly 10 to 2. It's free admission, and again, they're going to have all kinds of really cool first responder things going on. Bounce house for the kids, food vendors, really yummy food vendors, community and vendor booths, all kinds of stuff. And then the live performances, the U.S. Army Rock Band starts at 12:05, Buck Ellard is at 2, and Hairstorm is at 4, and then headlining the War Hippies at 6. So again, out at Security Services Northwest, the Unity of Effort.
And I'll tell you, get to Sequim early, because starting at 9 a.m. on that same day, which is tomorrow, is going to be the 2024 Sequim Prairie Nights. I believe this is the 7th annual one. It starts at 9 a.m. There's going to be a car show and shine. There's going to be a cruise in, raffles. There's beverage garden. There's food. There's music. And all money raised is going to scholarships for local children in like the automotive and welding industries.
Trades, yes.
Yep. And so it is a fun time, and also a very good cause. And if you're there at 9 a.m. on the corner of 3rd and Washington, I'll be singing the national anthem at 9 a.m.
You are
Every year.
fantastic.
I sing this every year for them.
You do. You have a couple events that you do every year, no fail.
Yeah, and I'm excited to do it again. So come down early to Sequim. They're going to block off the street. It's going to be right there on Washington. It's gorgeous weather predicted. So come on down early. Show starts at 9, and then you can meander down the road to the Unity of Effort.
Something else happening right down there in Sequim tomorrow morning starting, and you might have already planned this, but if you haven't, you can check it out. The Community Fun Walk and Health Fair supporting Sequim's free health clinic is happening. The walk begins at 9, and this is at the Trinity United Methodist Church right on Blake Avenue in Sequim. You can register at 8 a.m., then they'll let you stretch out for a little bit. There'll be music and refreshments, prizes, free health screenings, free yoga and massages. I will not do yoga in front of anyone, but I will absolutely get a massage in front of everyone.
Really? You have zero problems getting rubbed down in front of people?
As long as I'm dressed, absolutely. I'm going to sleep. No, I don't care what I look like. Jeez. This is the 17th annual Fun Walk and Health Fair. There is a 5K for those of you that say that's a little too much, which it is for me. 3.1 miles. No. No, unless I'm being chased by a wild animal. Absolutely not.
You don't have to run it.
Well, I'm not walking it either.
I've walked plenty of 5Ks.
You know
I have
what?
medals to prove it.
It's ridiculous, and you're insane.
Yes.
But for those of you like me who prefer the shorter distance, there is a 1 mile course from the previous years. It's still available.
Nice.
Thank goodness. There's probably like 9 people on it, but that's okay. And again, registration is at 8 a.m. All proceeds from the Fun Walk and Health Fair will support the Dungeness Valley Health and Wellness Clinic, of course, offering basic urgent care and chronic medical care for the uninsured and underinsured in our community. So important. Again, down at Trinity United Methodist Church on Blake Avenue. Registration at 8. Walk starts at 9. Oh, look, it's you again. Black Diamond Junction is on Sunday. You have performances every day this weekend. Oh, Amanda. Black Diamond Junction is going to be at the Squim Elks Sunday from 6 to 8:30. Of course, if you've never seen this award-winning band, award-winning of what, 7 or 8 years now?
Longer than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Anyway, this is at the Squim Elks Lodge on Port Williams Road. And you can get down there for a really good time because, well, it's Black Diamond Junction. So go see them. Do you have anything else that I missed? I mean, besides for whatever's on your phone.
I feel like I'm signing up to do an interview that I have to get because this person is very important to somebody in my life. So I'm doing 2 things at once, and both of them are work related.
Yeah, you're very good at multitasking.
Thank you
Did I get all the
much.
events though? Am I good?
I
Covering
think
it?
so, and we did talk about the Squim Prairie Nights, and we talked about the unity of effort, and
all of the things.
And just as a reminder, don't forget, next weekend is Clallam County Fair.
We are going to have so much to talk about on the show next week. Actually, I take that back. Amanda, once again, will have so much to talk about because I will be at the fair from Thursday to Sunday, about 12 hours a day. So if you'd like to chat with me, if you haven't seen me in a while, and I am your friend, that is the only place you'll see me until next year. So come on by and visit me at our big, beautiful RV, courtesy of Wilder RV. It is absolutely gorgeous. Let me just tell you, it is the same model from last year. If you came to see me, it is $10,000 cheaper this year.
Wow.
Fair pricing. Fair pricing.
Fair pricing.
Yes, it is. So come and see us. We've got the typical classic KONP sunglasses, and we have a new kids drink this year, courtesy of one of our major sponsors, Peninsula Bottling. It's called Hogwash.
We will be hearing actually from Harry during the Girl Friday show next week. So yeah,
Good.
Harry
We've got
Peninsula Bottling.
We've got some great interviews with our sponsors. Of course, Leets Farm Supply is a major sponsor again, many years in a row, and then Olympic Game Farm. And we've got Renewal by Anderson, and there's so many great sponsors.
Field Arts and Events Hall.
Yes, Field Hall.
Speaking of Field Arts and Events Hall and upcoming shows, the John Denver tribute with, what's his name? Ted Vigil.
Oh, wow.
Only one of my dearest
He doesn't
friends.
listen, does he?
No, he's only one of my dearest friends.
Yes.
It is sold out.
And you are making an appearance, are you not?
I'm singing the whole show with him, but yes, I'll be on stage the entire time. You will not be able to miss me. I'm sorry.
You can never miss you.
I know, I'm always loud. But what I'm going to tell you right now is the show is sold out, except for maybe like a single ticket here and there, maybe. But we have 2 tickets to give away to that show
today.
On air today. Yes, and we will have 2 more in 2 weeks. But we're going to have a trivia question for you a little bit later to win these 2 John Denver tribute tickets with Ted Vigil and Amanda Bacon at the Field Arts and Events Hall on the 31st of August, which is a Saturday, same Saturday as Jammin' in the Park, which I'm also playing at, so that'll be another good weekend.
That's your anniversary. Jammin' in the Park is like your anniversary.
The BDJ anniversary.
Yes, yeah, BDJ.
I was
That's
like,
the
no, it's
first time I saw you, 2015?
Something like that, yeah.
I remember. It was like on your birthday.
Yeah.
I remember. Because
Yeah.
I invited you out for drinks afterwards, not knowing that you didn't drink.
Yeah, I'm boring. Yeah. So we stick around. We've got these tickets to give away. We've got talking to Michael at Cocapelli. We've got Fiddly D and Falderall, and lots of surprise type music to get us through our Friday here on the Girl Friday Show on KONP.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew. Collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew Outdoor Gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18 plus. Subject to program terms at dewoutdoors.com and 12/31/24. Void or prohibited.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Yes, surprise, surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Nothing like a little Gomer Pyle to start the Friday afternoon.
I love it.
Welcome back to the Girl Friday Show. I am your button pusher, Amanda Bacon, alongside the eye candy of the show, Miss Stephanie Ray.
You're sweet.
Once in a while. Speaking of sweet, I found something that I thought you'd be interested in.
Oh.
A giant Pop-Tart the size of a big screen TV went on sale this week. And
what?
It immediately sold out. So
wait, more than one?
Yeah, 15. They made 15 of them.
Wow.
They only sold them in LA, Chicago, and New York. Might sell another round soon. But the bad news is you're not going to get one of these. The good news is you were about to gain so much weight. Massive Pop-Tarts the size of big screen TV went on sale this week and immediately sold out. They only made 15. Each Pop-Tart party pastry is over 70 times larger than a normal Pop-Tart and a big enough to feed 73 people.
Wow.
How is it 70 times larger and it can feed 73 people? It should feed 70.
Yes, exactly.
You know,
I'm
like
never gonna
73.
eat. I'm never gonna eat less than one.
Yeah, it should. Those numbers should match.
Some people are gonna eat the packet at a 2. Not me.
No, this is only one. You don't get 2 in a packet for TV-sized ones. Sheesh kebab, Stephanie. They cost. How much do you think a 73
pack, basically. So I'm just picturing
yeah, big screen TV. So think about how big a big screen TV is. How much do you think this giant Pop-Tart was?
Well, I'm picturing
including delivery.
Oh, like upwards of $1,000, $800. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you, I would spend this money.
Oh wait, really?
Yes. You know it's under $5. I'm just joking.
No. Okay, $30.
$60. I thought that was a steal.
It's actually cheaper than buying, because a packet of 10 is like $6. A packet of 10 of them.
Yeah.
So what's 6 times? What is it? 70?
6 times 10
or
is
6 times 10? 60. I guess that's about right. I was doing that at first, but then you made it sound big. You're like plus delivery.
Well, yeah, that's because I wanted you to get it wrong and fail.
So with delivery, $60.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than buying the boxes.
I tell you.
But
And
how do you store it?
Well, you just cut it into pieces.
Tart.
Are you going to let me finish?
No.
Okay. For a few people who scored one, they'll arrive in packaging that looks like a normal Pop-Tart box, but it's 3 feet long.
Like a big screen TV. That's so funny.
Speaking of, do you know where one can dump a TV that, let's just say, a cat knocked off of the dresser and broke?
No. Wasn't your newish one, was it?
That's the one I just bought a new one to replace the one that he broke.
Can't you take him to the regular garbage dump?
I don't know. I was asking.
I feel like I've taken a lot of TVs there. Maybe I'm not supposed to.
Do you hide them in things and like hope that they don't?
Maybe.
I don't know. Can you take stuff to... Text us at 360-457 and let us know if we can take TVs
Text the
small.
word TV dump yes.
No. Todd comes in on Monday. He's like, why are there so many TV dump yes text messages? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Todd.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Couldn't believe it. 3 a.m. Kablam!
Oh, Lyric. Little turkey.
He's still living, too, which is...
You love him that much.
Yeah. Should we give away these tickets?
Oh, let's do it.
I was going to ask a trivia question, which is my favorite John Denver song, but I thought that might take too long because I don't know if everyone knows what my favorite John Denver song is, but we're going to do a different trivia question.
Well, you didn't want your friends to win because only those people would know. Todd calls up.
Todd's like, I know. Ted calls. You can't win tickets to your own show, Ted.
Yep.
Okay, so the number to call, 360-457-1450. Doreen, we're going to answer the phone in here. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay, here's my question to you. And you could win these 2 tickets to see the John Denver tribute with Ted Vigil and myself at Field Arts and Events Hall on Saturday, August 31st in the evening. Great seats, great show, if I may say so myself. Here's the question. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Get ready over here. Let me do my thing. Oh,
Was it going to be a sound? Like
No. How many geese's feathers were used in the making of Grandma's feather bed? According to the song.
Oh, okay.
According to the song, how many geese's feathers, this is my new favorite question, were used in the making of Grandma's feather bed? That would hold 8 kids, 4 hound dogs, and a piggy that we stole from the shed.
Right. That one.
How many geese? Girl Friday show.
500,000.
No. Ooh, that's high.
That was not so close.
That'd be a real big bed. It specifically says
in the song.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you a real number. Girl Friday show.
4011.
You are so right.
4011.
4011. Yes. Hold on 1 second.
It was 9 feet high and 6 feet wide, soft as a downy chick. Ha! It's made from the feathers of 411 geese. Took a whole woman cloth full of
Nice job. Who's this?
This is Karen Taylor Robinson.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. That's my favorite John Denver song, too.
Oh. Is it? Well, that's not my favorite, but it's a good one. My favorite is Sunshine on My Shoulders.
Okay.
She's like, I don't know that one. Are you going
to?
Karen, I'm so excited you're going to be at the show.
Right. When do I pick up my ticket?
You can pick them up anytime before 4 o'clock today or next week.
Okay, I will do that.
All right. Thanks, Karen. You have a great day.
You bet.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, in fact, it is 4011 Geese. Here's my favorite song.
On my shoulders makes me happy.
I have sung this song with Ted no less than 200 times.
Wow.
And I never
get tired
don't
of
love it.
And how many years is that 200 times? How many years have you been
my
performing with him?
stars. It's more since before I worked here the first time, I believe.
Wow, you were like 12.
Yeah, actually, I think 2015 about when
Yep,
no. Excuse me, 2000 and excuse me, about 2003, 2004 is when I met Ted and performed with him for the first time, and we've been performing ever since.
That's
almost 20 years.
Several times a year. Wow.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. So
Aw.
yeah, excited for the show. It's gonna be fun.
That's so great.
Stephanie, you have something that you wanted to really,
want to
twist.
touch on.
Yeah.
I want to touch on a little bit. Did you know that Sunday is Presidential Joke Day?
Really? We've just limited it to one now.
I
One
know,
day a year.
I know.
Right.
So I just have a couple jokes because let me just tell you, most of them I can tell on the radio, but I shouldn't tell.
Ooh.
That's so I do have a few and they won't make me seem one side or the other. So I made sure to make it even.
Boo.
Well, I had to because I got in so much trouble for the last time I talked politics. I never do. And the one time I did, I got in trouble. So we'll save those for the end. I'm just going to start with some quotes because they're so, to me, they're funny. Let's just start with some Barack Obama quotes.
Oh my.
They're kind of
Okay.
jokes. We'll start with this. There are few things in life harder to find and more important to keep than love. Well, love and a birth certificate.
Ooh, gee.
I thought that was good.
Please direct all complaints to Stephanie Ray. Just joking.
Well, he was making fun of himself. a
I
little
know,
bit.
it's a good one. It's a good one.
This is good. Many of you know that I got my name Barack from my father. What you may not know is that Barack is actually Swahili for that one. And I got my middle name from somebody who obviously didn't think I'd ever run for president.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
That's a good one.
I thought that was great. Here's just a couple of other funny ones. This is Jimmy Carter. My esteem in this country has gone up substantially. It is very nice now when people wave at me. They use all of their fingers. Here's a couple others. This is Teddy Roosevelt. When they call the roll in the Senate, the senators do not know whether to answer present or not guilty.
Oh,
That's good, right? Okay, here's Bill Clinton. Being president is like running a cemetery. You've got a lot of people under you and nobody's listening.
Oh man.
And then good old Ronald Reagan. Who does not love Ronald Reagan? He's adorable.
He's adorable.
He's
we were
adorable.
just talking about him this morning.
I know. That's why I found these. I am not worried about the deficit. It's big enough to take care of itself. And then he said, I have left orders to be awakened at any time in case of national emergency, even if I'm in a cabinet meeting.
Oh, good one.
So those are some quotes by some presidents, and I have some jokes. I can share those later, though, if you want.
Maybe we should end the show with those.
Oh, that's a good one. Let's do that.
What's happening next? Does this strike fear in your heart like it does mine?
Tiny bit.
Do you recognize it?
I do recognize it, but I'm trying to...
Tonight on Unsolved Mysteries.
That is, oh my gosh, it's the voice too.
I met Robert Stack, got his autograph.
You really?
Heck of a nice guy, not nearly as scary as when he's on TV in a trench coat.
I bet.
All right, stick around. What's going to happen next? We don't
know. Enjoy all the colors of the season. Your enjoyment starts now with help from Airport Garden Center. Airport Garden Center opened for business in 1977 as a pet, plant, and feed store by Eldora and Floyd Matthews. The family-run operation continues as Betsy and Mark Matthews are loving storekeepers to this day. Their family is dedicated to providing your family quality service and products for a fun, rewarding, pet, and child-friendly shopping atmosphere. Looking for a special, unique gift? Airport Garden Center is proud to support locally sourced items such as Full Moon candles and Pacific Rain Shadow Farms handcrafted soap and Miss B apiary honey. Go to airportgarden.biz for current specials or just stop on by. They love helping you plan this next season by offering monthly special savings. Airport Garden Center, planting knowledge and growing gardeners since 1977.
The Washington State News Network, I'm Rob Francis. The State Department of Health has initiated legal proceedings to get access to an immigration detention facility in Tacoma. The health department has received over 700 complaints about conditions in the Northwest ICE Processing Center. While it's a federal facility, it's operated by Florida-based the GEO Group. They run 50 secure facilities across the country and have denied health inspectors access. The Department of Health says in its lawsuit it has statutory authority to inspect all buildings. The Pullman man accused of kidnapping his daughter and taking her to Mexico has pled not guilty. 21-year-old Aaron Ong is charged with conspiring to commit parental kidnapping and parental kidnapping. The FBI and Border Patrol said photos and videos show Ong crossing the border June 1st, just days after he was supposed to have returned his daughter to her mother. And Washington apple growers expect to harvest 124 million boxes of fresh market apples this fall, returning to a more average crop size after last year's high of 136 million boxes. Production of WA38, the apple marketed as Cosmic Crisp, continues to climb. The crop forecast predicts 11.3 million boxes, which is up 40% from last year and double the 2022 harvest. Gala will be the top variety for 2024, estimated at 23 million 40-pound boxes, then Granny Smith, followed by Honey Crisp. For more on these stories and others, download the WSNN mobile app. You can also visit our website at WashingtonStateNews.net.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I taught for 20 years, until I started forgetting my lectures.
Eventually, he had to quit. Getting his early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard, but it gave us time to take control of the situation, together.
I can't imagine going through this without him.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Here's your Newsradio KONP forecast, brought to you by Olympic Game Farm. 75 this afternoon, under partly cloudy skies, northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, 58. High temperatures reach up to 73 tomorrow. Overcast and dry Sunday and Monday with highs in the mid-60s. Taking a look at the extended forecast, 64 Tuesday, 65 Wednesday, and 66 on Thursday. To recap, high of 75 today, low of 58 tonight, a high of 73 tomorrow. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Currently, it's 59 degrees.
Surprise, surprise, I told you lies. I thought the truth would set you free.
Did you know there were so many songs with surprise in them?
Actually didn't.
Surprise, surprise.
Welcome back to the Girl Friday Show, brought to you each and every Friday by our friends at Cocapelli and Hook and Line. I'm Amanda Bacon with Stephanie Ray. Say hello, Stephanie. Hello. And we have the man, the myth, the legend. Surprise, surprise. He is in Technicolor on our phone. Michael McQuay. Chef Michael, hi.
Hey, I got both my girls this time.
Yeah,
How
you
cool
do.
is that?
Isn't it weird?
That is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's been a month.
Yeah.
What's new and exciting, my friend? What's going on?
No, just blowing and going. We're in the middle of summer, and the challenges to go with that was feeding between both restaurants sometimes 700 people a day.
A day? What?
Oh yeah, every day.
I would say a weekend, but a day. Wow.
Huh.
No, actually 650 would be a slow day between both restaurants.
That is incredible,
I am
Michael.
in shock right now.
So am I. Wow.
I made dinner for my boyfriend
No.
the other night, and I was stressed out for the two of us.
What'd you make?
Filet mignon.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I got that. I got that at times two with Oscar. You know what a filet mignon Oscar is, right?
Crab.
Tell me more.
Crab.
Crab Bernays.
Mm-hmm. It's my favorite.
So we're doing that tonight at this weekend at Coco. Plus we have a really cool bruschetta appetizer, vegan dealio with chanterelle mushrooms and balsamic and basil and all the goodies, plus tons of friggin' oysters, and we're doing this really cool beer based.
Been sampling it already today, Michael?
Yeah. Sorry, I just pulled over. I'm driving.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, no, it's a mussel dish with andouille sausage and beer and fresh mussels.
Oh, wow. And
There's
it's
my dog.
dog approved. Clearly, this is the best interview we've ever had.
He's getting attacked, it sounds like.
Houston, you need.
She wants that andouille. She heard sausage, and she's like, yeah.
His dog is a precious, sweet dog, and let me
So
tell you,
sweet.
so sweet.
Love her.
He is
Not a
he's
killer.
the
Not a
best
killer.
boy.
Get your baby.
No, he loves everybody. Anyway, they walked by. I pulled over, and there was dogs walking
Oh,
by.
you said sausage, and he lost his mind.
Instantly.
Yeah, so mussels and beer and sausage. Oh my gosh!
Don't forget the friggin'
Pretty
oysters.
Cool appetizer. Friggin' oysters! So many oysters.
Oh, my stars!
Oh, this is
I
great.
love it. Do you know?
About 800 dozen a week.
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait, what?
Did you say 800 dozen?
Yeah, that's about what we go through right now.
Well, that's a lot.
That's 9,600.
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm not exaggerating.
He has not been into the beer. That is a real number.
That's a real number.
The number of oysters that you sell makes me clam up. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it makes my prep cooks clam up too. They have issues.
I can't imagine how sore their wrists have to be at the end of the week from busting.
Shucking.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's so nice not having to
oysters.
finish my thoughts. That's a lot of oysters.
Yeah, I know. It's insane.
I'm going to ask where you get them, and please don't answer the ocean. But where do you get them?
Locally. He's going to say locally.
So some come from Jamestown.
Okay.
Local.
And some come from Hama Hama.
Local.
And that's pretty much some from Taylor Farms, but they're all local, and they come in 3 or 4 times a week.
That's insane.
That's fresh.
Yeah. Again, your dog
and
approves.
There's Houston again.
Down boy.
I'm gonna back up so he's can't see the other one dogs anymore.
You need to get blinders for him.
Houston, you're not going to get any oysters. Knock it off.
No oysters for you, Houston.
No oysters for you.
No soup for you.
He's saying, me, I have a problem. Get it, Houston? I have a problem.
Anyway. So, hook and line, we are the busiest we've ever been in that restaurant since we opened it, even as Coyote Barbecue. It's 300 to 375 people every day.
That's insane. Do you know if you have any reservations available left even this weekend at Kokopelli?
Tonight, before 5 o'clock and after 8:30.
Oh, all right.
A little
so
bit.
Early bird or late bird?
Yep. Yep.
Late bird is a word.
Tomorrow's
Night owl.
pretty much booked up about the same thing. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty blessed. It's just,
Well, it's because
every day we go ahead.
I was going to say you have created quite a name for yourself, Chef Michael, and the reason you continue to be so blessed is because of what you put out in the world. You are an incredible human being, and besides that, your food is absolutely top-notch, and you are not going to find a better seafood or steak dish in the area than you will at Kokopelli and Hook and Line.
I can guarantee you will not find a better filet Oscar anywhere. I just get so excited.
You guys can tout me up all you want, but I've got great staff. I mean, I don't do this by myself. I mean, my wife and I are really blessed, and we've got some of the best people on the peninsula. We got about 70 employees right now, and between both restaurants, and although some come and go, my core team, they're just awesome. They love us, and we love them, and they love our customers.
That is so cool, and it is very, very noticeable when you go and eat there. We always feel like family when we get there.
Yeah. Well, you guys are my family.
But this is true. Chef Michael, it is always a joy to talk to you. You're going to be around next weekend, too, even though it's fair weekend. I'll still be able to give you a ring on the telefono, right?
Oh, absolutely. I know it's fair weekend. Yay!
Yay, fair. All right, my dear. Well, you have a safe and wonderful... Just real quick, actually, how's your knee doing?
It's, I just got approved for an MRI, so I'm waiting for a call back from ONC, and we'll see.
Wow. Well...
MRI's next.
Continued prayers for you, my friend.
Big shout out to Dr. Addison, Dan Addison. He's my doctor, has been for 17 years, and he rocks.
That's awesome. Love to hear that. Love it. All right, my friend, will you stay well and continue to heal up, all right?
Yeah, and you guys have a great weekend, okay?
You too,
Thanks,
dear.
Mike.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Aw.
Chef Michael.
I can't believe that's on the specials menu, the filet Oscar.
I would have thought that it was like steak and monster or something.
Right.
Little green man that lived in a can.
Yeah, no, it's way better than that.
All right. Well, it sounds delicious. I went to go make the filet on the barbecue. I was barbecuing the corn on the cob. I was going to barbecue the filet mignon. I was going to do the whole 9. And I went out there after letting the corn be out there cooking for about 15 minutes. I was going to turn it and, and it was cold. I ran out of propane.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yep.
Especially if you don't have a spare out back.
Did not. The spare had already been used.
Yeah, that was our house once recently.
So everything went in stovetop. And had to go with the instant mashed potatoes instead of cooking potatoes because I didn't have an... Anyway, should have just gone to Coca-Cola.
Yes, probably. Probably.
All right, stick around. We've got lots more on the Girl Friday show coming up after this.
Field Arts and Events Hall is thriving because of patrons like you. Starting now, you have the opportunity to join our new membership program. By becoming an annual member, you will help create access to world-class arts right here in Clallam County. You will also enjoy perks such as early ticket access, discounts, and exclusive events. Join us in creating a vibrant, sustainable arts community. Learn more at fieldhallevents.org/membership.
Hi, Radio Pacific's Todd Ortloff here. We're broadcasting live this Saturday from the Unity of Effort Celebration event in Sequim. It's a free family fun event celebrating those who protect our way of life. Meet military, first responders, tour equipment, and watch some aircraft fly in, too. Enjoy live music and delicious food Saturday at Security Services Northwest Headquarters in Sequim. We're saying thank you to our first responders and broadcasting live this Saturday at the Unity of Effort event in Sequim.
When purchasing a home or land, nobody wants to inherit existing debts or legal issues that could interfere with their property rights in the future. That's why it's important to work with local title insurance professionals and protect your rights with owner's title insurance. Olympic Peninsula Title has been protecting the property rights of Clallam County customers for 35 years. Put our team of professionals to work for you. For title insurance, contract collections, and escrow services, opt for Olympic Peninsula Title.
It's finally summer, and at Brown's Outdoor, we're fully stocked up for all your summer outdoor adventures. Take advantage of up to 30% off summer apparel and 25% off all Choco sandals. If a new sleeping bag is on your list, Brown's has a large selection on sale. Pick from the North Face, Marmot, or Big Agnes. And while you're in, check out our latest shoe clearance deals and peruse our newly stocked Sunseas collection. The summer savings are extensive, but hurry in for the best selection. Brown's Outdoor has been family-owned and outfitting the Olympic Peninsula for forever.
I love this song. I really do.
Glad. I figured.
Good job. It's so great.
I know Mr. Ortloff's favorite band is Chicago.
I knew that.
All right.
I knew it. I still have my Chicago tape in a shoebox. And Journey.
Oh, audio tape.
Yeah, audio, like a tape cassette in a shoebox. One of my first.
I have Air Supply cassette tape that I absolutely... I had to get multiple ones because I listened to Making Love Out of Nothing at All so many times.
When
that
you
I
were
wore
like 10?
Well, yeah, and in private school, I was like, wow, this is very suggestive.
What does that mean?
But the bombasticness of it is what really got me.
You know, Air Supply was a record I had. One of my first records. That and Olivia Newton-John.
I Honestly Love You? Is that the one?
Get Physical.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it was very popular. I don't know what it meant, but again,
you and I had very different upbringings.
Yes, we did. One of our co-sponsors of the Girl Friday show, Fogtown Coffee, has once again hit it out of the park with their drinks they brought us today. I have got a lavender chai with oat milk. You have the same thing with not oat milk.
It's so good.
It is. And you know what? Let me tell you. I'm just going to be honest. I am not a fan of the lavender drinks. However,
It can be very perfumey if done wrong.
Yes, it can. I've had lavender ice cream and lavender drinks that have been horrid. But this has such a subtle bit of lavender. It is absolutely perfect, and chai is my favorite of all time. And I have recently gone to, this is unlike me.
The dark side?
Yes, I've gone through the drive-thru at Fogtown 3 times in 1 week.
Whoa, that is not like you.
I do it like once a month. That's just me. I'm always in a hurry. So thank you to our friends at Fogtown for these great little drinks they brought us today. Go see them. They're at 1105 East Front Street on the corner of Front and Chambers. They have the fastest drive-thru in town and the sweetest.
Love them.
I mean, every time I'm greeted, it's, hello, love. How are you today? Never just, what can I get you? Never.
What'll you have?
What do you want? No, I mean,
they're so nice.
They really are. So, I mean, and they strive to be community minded. They're family owned. They support things like the United Way, local sports teams, a high school band, Lincoln Park BMX, so many things. And I don't know if you remember this, but you're going to be able to get your Fogtown treats at the Clallam County Fair.
Oh, that's right.
They are
Aren't they
right next to us.
Yes.
And I get there at 8:30 every morning. And Rose, bless her heart, she's like, I've got your drink ready.
She's awesome.
Oh my God, she's amazing. So go see our friends over at Fogtown. They are fantastic. 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 7 to 4 on Sundays.
This is really good. The spice, it's got a real heavy spice to it today, and I'm digging it.
I know. Mine's a little sweeter, and I might have to do with my oat milk. I'm not sure, but it is fantastic.
I'm going to ask you, what's the one thing you would never say no to?
Oh, jeez.
So this was posed on the internet. So what's the one thing you would never say no to?
Oh, okay. Taking a trip somewhere tropical.
I
figured.
I could have probably written that down like Karnak and put it on the outside of an envelope.
Mm-hmm.
Here are some of the top responses from other people. I agree with you.
Okay.
I would also not say no to
Right.
that. Or I rarely say no.
If these are foods, I'm going to be disappointed because that is
Not all of it.
Okay, because
No,
they're
no.
lying. If it is a food, they're lying.
No, there's a couple foods. But,
Okay.
But for the most part, a paid day off. If someone was like, hey, do you want a paid day off? I would never say, no, thank you. I'd go, yeah, bye.
I depended on what was on my plate at work.
No.
Okay.
Nothing is so important. They can wait. I'm sorry. I love all of my people, but no.
Not that much.
A nap on my paid day off.
Oh.
Like combine those together.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
Pizza.
That's a lie. I love pizza. I was going to say pizza or tacos, but it's not true. If I have a stomachache, I'm not saying yes.
I 100% will never say no to pizza.
Okay.
I can have just gotten done eating a steak dinner and they'll be like, hey, you want a slice of pizza? And I'll be like, yep, sure do.
I'd be like, yeah, I'll have a bite, but it's probably going to make me sick later. But I love pizza.
Oh, it will absolutely make me sick later, but I'm not going to say no to it. This isn't about if you're going to feel good or not.
All right.
Sheesh. Money.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Would you like a bag of cash? No,
It's
thank
not.
you.
It depends on how it's posed. If they're saying, can I pay you for something that you're trying to give someone for free, I'm going to say no.
Why are you weird?
No, if
You're arguing with me on things you're not supposed to say no.
Okay, keep going.
You're not supposed to say no,
Actually,
Stephanie.
I'm going to remain silent the rest of the time.
No, you will. That's something that I'm going to say no on. You're correct. Will Stephanie stay silent? No, I will never say. Cute pets. I was just showing you a picture of my friend's new puppy. You're so going to break here any moment. I'm going to talk about your husband in a second.
Oh.
See? Can't say that one. Someone asking me to go for a car ride. Well, actually, it depends on the person.
Yeah, that's
Really
really
does.
weird. I don't like riding in the car.
This is a pastime of somebody's and I's.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Mhm,
Okay,
yes. Because sometimes it's the only time we see each other.
Okay.
But yeah, without anyone around. An invitation to go shopping. A hug. Also false. I will say no to hugs from certain people.
Yes, you will.
Also, thank you for asking. Mushroom ravioli.
What? That's on the list?
So random.
It's very random.
So random. Anyway, okay, well, we have about 3 minutes left in this, and Stephanie's dying.
Speaking of
Stephanie-
random. It's Presidential Joke Day Sunday, if you didn't hear in the beginning of the show.
And it's
so
National Veep Day today.
Today is National Veep Day. I love that show, by the way. Just watched it for the first time the other day.
I need to see it.
Oh my gosh, so good. Can't believe you haven't watched it. Elaine, she's so great.
She's great.
Okay, so let's just start with Hillary Clinton. okay? She wasn't a president, but she was a president's wife and she ran against the Donald.
She was also Secretary of State, I believe.
Yes.
So she's held power.
Okay, if Hillary Clinton won, she would have been the first F president. F president.
Female.
I didn't say female because someone deleted the email.
Oh, jeez. You had me walk right into that one.
You did, right?
Just real quick, I didn't know when she was doing any of these. Just want to throw that out there.
Okay, and then these are the ones that I said would be equal on either side. Because I'm not for or against either. I am Switzerland. I can't say anything, especially on the station. Someone asked President Biden, boxers or briefs? He said, depends. Okay, let's go to the other side. If alive, Steve Jobs would have made a better president than Trump. But that's really comparing apples to oranges. Wow. I told you I was on fire. Brought my A game today. Okay, here are the really bad ones. Wow. Let's end with these. America should go 4 years with no president after this term ends. Taking some time to be single after an abusive relationship is really important. Okay, and then on the other side of that, let's end with this. Donald Trump has decided to take just $1 as his salary for the job of the president instead of the usual $400,000. That man would do just about anything to avoid paying taxes.
And that's going to put a wrap on the Girl Friday show, possibly forever. Hope you have a great weekend. I'm Amanda Bacon. That's Stephanie Ray. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here next week when we talk about pigs, cows, sheep, goats, and food.
Food.
Food. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Come on, baby, let's go!
The North Peninsula's news. The North Peninsula's talk. Newsradio KONP, Port Angeles, Sequim. A Radio Pacific station.
From ABC News, I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor of Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump campaigning for president in 2 different states tonight. The vice president and her running mate Tim Walz in Arizona, a key battleground. This Glendale voter on what he wants to hear.
She needs to focus on reproductive rights and what's happened to women under the Supreme Court.
The former president rallying in Montana and facing growing pressure to reset his campaign against the Democratic nominee.
Republicans want him to hit her on policy, things they think will resonate with voters. If you look at the Wall Street Journal, they wrote, "Will Trump blow another election?" And once again, just laying out all the ways in which he's sort of making these personal attacks that they don't think are going to help him. And they're just begging him to focus on policy.
ABC's Rachel Bade. A possible new hurdle to ceasefire talks in Gaza. Israeli forces killing another Iran-backed militant leader in Lebanon. More from ABC's Tom Sufi Burge in Tel Aviv.
We've had confirmation from the IDF and also from Hamas and Lebanese officials that the person killed in that attack was a member of Hamas. The IDF are describing that man. He's Sami al-Hajj, or was Sami al-Hajj. They're describing as a senior commander in the Hamas terrorist organization.
The attack follows several assassinations of Hezbollah and Hamas leaders in the last month. In Brazil, a fiery plane crash has left no survivors. 61 passengers and crew killed when the twin-engine aircraft went down in Sao Paulo. Remnants of what was Tropical Storm Debbie have been drenching parts of the Northeast. The storm is blamed for 8 deaths since Monday. The FDA has approved a nasal spray for emergency allergy attacks. Neffy is the first needle-free treatment for potentially deadly reactions, and it could be an alternative to EpiPens and other injections. The spray okayed for adults and children who weigh at least 66 pounds. You're listening to ABC News.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Feeling congested? At Navage, we know life is better when you can breathe freely. Congestion shouldn't ruin your summer. That's why people just like you turn to Navage, a revolutionary and easy way to help clear nasal passages. Using gentle suction, Navage removes allergens, dust, and mucus in just 30 seconds. It's fast, gentle, and incredibly effective. Try Navage and get on your way to a better day. Get Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, Sam's Club, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or online at Navage.com. Navage. Breathe better, fast.
I'm Lindsay Davis. For the latest on today's headlines, be sure to watch Prime tonight, starting at 7 Eastern on ABC News Live. Now with more news, here's Michelle Franzen.
Some relief for mortgage rates and homebuyers.
Mortgage rates hit their lowest level in more than a year, now hovering at almost 6.5%. Of course, everything relative there. And this drop comes ahead of the Fed's expected rate cut that could come next month.
ABC's Ariel Reshef reporting on Wall Street after a bumpy week. Stocks finished up today. In San Diego County, a woman and 2 teens are recovering after a massive bee attack during a family gathering.
It was just a regular summer day.
Tiffany Amu was in her family's backyard this week when a swarm of bees attacked the family.
A swarm of bees, like I couldn't see, no blue.
Each child got stung 3 to 10 times. She says bees were everywhere. They jumped in the pool with their dog Kona.
We lost Kona in the end.
Kona died from the bee stings. Tiffany says she was stung about 50 times. 3 of the family members had to go to a hospital. Why the bees swarmed, nobody knows. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Breaking, making its Olympic debut in Paris. You may remember the nickname breakdancing from decades ago, but don't call it breakdancing. The moves are rooted in hip-hop and combine music, culture, and personality. In the women's competition today, after a round-robin phase, Japan won gold, Lithuania silver. Men's breaking competition is tomorrow. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
KONP News brought to you by RE/MAX Evergreen Real Estate Outstanding Agents. Outstanding results, 457-6600. City of Port Angeles updating its comprehensive plan called Vision 2045. Seeks to guide development for at least the next 20 years. It addresses housing, economic growth, land use, utilities, parks, neighborhood services, environmental protection, and transportation. It's a year-long update effort, and it just started with a public engagement effort, starting with questionnaires and utility bills, leading to a detailed online survey as well. The initial phase will conclude with a storefront studio event with a couple of workshops in downtown Port Angeles late in September with informative galleries and interactive activities with staff. The update process will continue through 2025 with more public input before City Council approval.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast brought to you by Olympic Game Farm. A blend of clouds and sun this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 75. Winds out of the northwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, lows level off around 58. Daytime highs approaching 73. Tomorrow, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Dry Sunday and Monday under cloudy skies with highs in the mid-60s. Taking a look at the extended forecast, 64 Tuesday, 65 Wednesday, and 66 on Thursday. I'm weatherology meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 59.
This is the Ramsey Show, where you come to talk about your life, and we want to help you in the areas of your money, your work, and your relationships. All 3 of those areas, well, they affect each other. And if you're not winning in one, well, you're probably losing in the others. I'm Ken Coleman. George Camel is with me. One of my favorite people to host a show with. I think everybody knows that. I'm increasingly being told that by people that we meet.
People do ask me, Ken, who's your favorite to host with? And I always say...
Yeah. And I should reciprocate. It's George.
It's Ken.
So there it is, folks. We are affectionately known by some people as the root beer float of the Ramsey Show. George says he's the root beer and I'm the vanilla ice cream. I'm not going to argue with him. But
one thing, more sarsaparilla. What can I say?
One thing we agree on is that the phone number to jump in is 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. Let me point this out really quick. We're going to get right to the phones. Okay? We're getting more and more calls. James, the producer, is telling us. And we've got some lined up today. People are thinking about the economy. People are thinking about the election. They have a choice to make. This happens once every 4 years, kind of like the Olympics. You don't want to miss the Olympics, and you kind of want to decide it. So we're going to be taking on your calls today. So this is your show, and this is what you want to talk about. So we're going to do it, and we're going to apply our classic and timeless principles to help you win with your money and help you figure out, what does my vote have to do with it? And who I vote for, does it actually make a difference? We're going to cover that a lot in this hour. So let's get to it. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Crystal is going to start us off in Orlando, Florida. Crystal, how can we help?
Hi, guys. How are you today?
We're doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to know, what can I do? What can we do to, recession-proof a job, or find a job that's recession-proof?
Yeah, those are two different questions. Because the first question is what can we do to recession-proof our life? And my pal George Campbell, I'm going to let him take that one. And then the second question is very different. Can I get, or George, maybe is there a recession-proof job? So two different questions. Let's start with the first one. Go ahead. How does she and her husband recession-proof their life? Because I think she's indirectly asking that. Is that fair, Crystal?
That's true, yes.
All right, let's take on that part.
We got this a lot during the pandemic. How do I sort of pandemic-proof my life? How do I create a bulletproof financial foundation for my family? And the answer is simple, Crystal. Don't owe people money, have money in the bank, and be investing for the future. And so if you are completely debt-free, you have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses, well, if that job loss does happen, it's not going to be fun, but it's not going to throw you into a tizzy either. You're going to have money to get by. You don't owe people money, so the income is less of an issue. So that's what I would recommend, on top of investing for the future and not touching that money and not freaking out. That's what most people do. They have no savings. They tap in. They get the credit card, the HELOC when times are bad, and then they never climb out of that. So are you in that spot right now?
No, but I am a stay-at-home mom right now, and I am looking for a full-time job, and I'm finding that it's a little slim pickings. So I've been looking for about, a few months.
What are you looking for?
And, well, the pay is a big thing just because I have to put one of my children in daycare, so it has to, level itself out.
Right.
So anything like, customer service or something like that, but the pay has to be there. And
what,
I have,
kind of pay?
Found a couple. For me, maybe like $18 to $20 an hour. And the area that I'm at, those jobs just aren't paying that.
Yeah. One of the things to look at that is not area specific is customer service jobs online and phone customer service work, where you could actually do that at home and not have to put the child in daycare potentially. If you have some help around the house, maybe an older grandmother, somebody wants to help, a lot less expensive. But I would be looking at that. I don't think it has to be Orlando-based to make the $18 to $20 an hour. In fact, I know it doesn't have to be for that customer service type role.
Well, I have been looking around a lot and applying, through a lot of larger corporations and stuff, but I'm not getting callbacks, and trying to get through HR for something like that. It's not happening.
Yeah. Well, so, I get it. You're going to have to hustle, and we're going to have to think about relationships first. I'm going to give you the book, The Proximity Principle, as my gift to you, which will do a deep dive and help you think through, okay, what are the relationships that I have so that I'm getting around the resume lottery process? Because that's a very discouraging and quite frankly, not a very effective way to kind of get a job these days, just because of AI and the amount of people applying. And so I'll jump in here on what George said. We need an $18 to $20 an hour job, however we can get it. If we can get it remotely at this point, it's better for you from a child care standpoint. But I would encourage you, it's out there. But to your question, because now I understand your question is rooted in frustration. And now you're seeing the signs of what's going to happen with this economy. We're seeing the unemployment rate now up over 4%. But the jobs report that just came out this week says we're holding steady. We didn't have unemployment jump up. So we're still in a decent job market. But the answer to your question is the only job in the world that is recession-proof is that of being a parent. Because when you said I'm a stay-at-home mom, I went, that's the only recession-proof job. Because meaning you're not going to get fired from being a mom. Okay, so the reason I'm saying that is this.
There is no silver bullet career or profession that if a recession causes a company to lay somebody off, they don't just go, well, at some point, everybody's job is up for grabs.
Well, a lot of people gravitate to government jobs because they see them as more stable. They go, well, I'm not going to get fired as a USPS driver or a teacher.
Okay. I still wouldn't call that recession-proof. And I'm just being completely honest. So what you're looking for here is, Crystal, is you're looking for something that is as close to what they called essential workers during the pandemic. It drove me nuts. And I think to the extent that you could be working for some trades, could you do customer service for some local tradespeople in your area? Because they're small businesses. They're always looking for help. I would be looking that direction.
Okay. I can definitely do that. And, I've been looking at smaller businesses too. And, a lot of what I get is we've had a lot of applicants or like they fill it super quickly. And I'm not trying to make excuses that I'm, haven't been able to find a job.
Oh, I know. I know you're not.
It's a lot of competition. And,
there is.
Were you working outside the home before?
I was, and it was kind of just answering phones. I was a verification specialist, just verifying people's backgrounds and the jobs that they've had previously.
I think you need more confidence in the skills you do have, Crystal. Right now, you're kind of going, well, I was just answering phones, and I've been being a mom, and that's why. I think you need to lead with the skill set you do have, and I think you have more skills than you think you do.
Yeah, and Crystal, I'm gonna reemphasize. I think the small business is where you need to go. These larger companies, you're just another name, and there is so much competition for them. But I'm talking like the guy that's got a crushing plumbing business, and he can't find anybody to help take his phone calls. But you're just sitting there going, I can do this with my eyes closed, and one hand behind my back while my kids running around throwing goldfish all over the place. I think the small business owners, and this is you in your church community, your sports communities, wherever you and your husband are doing life, who's got a small business that just needs an office manager or some administrative help?
Crystal's been the COO of her own home, and so I think you need to look at that's what I need to do. I know how to handle the operations.
Yeah, that's as close to the recession-proof as possible, is where you are the right hand and the person who makes a tradesman's life a lot easier. Crystal, you can do this. Hang on the line. We'll get you the book, The Proximity Principle. For the rest of you, don't move. Quick break. More of your questions coming up. This is The Ramsey Show.
When your home is in danger, every second counts. That's why you need Simply Safe Home Security. With Simply Safe 24/7, monitoring agents act within 5 seconds of receiving your alarm, assessing the situation, and sending first responders to your door. Simply Safe earns your trust every day by keeping you safe and satisfied. So don't compromise on your family's safety. Visit simplysafedirect.com now to save 20%. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Hey, Deloney here. I want to put the spotlight on you, teachers, and you school administrators for a minute because you've earned it. As a former educator and administrator, I know you have to put in long hours and battle burnout because you know it's worth those magical moments when your students go, aha, I get it, and the light bulb finally turns on. Foundations in Personal Finance is filled with content designed to give students those light bulb moments. With hands-on activities, engaging videos, and real-life applications, they'll learn things like how to budget and pay cash for their first car. What? Or how to ditch college loans and then land an awesome job they love. Trust me, when students see they are in control of their money, it can change everything for them. So give students real skills for the real world. Visit RamseySolutions.com/foundations. That's RamseySolutions.com/foundations.
There are 24 hours in a day, so your team needs to streamline tasks that are a time suck with NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, bringing all your major business processes into one platform. So join the more than 37,000 smart companies like Ramsey Solutions that are boosting efficiency with NetSuite, and download NetSuite's KPI checklist for free at netsuite.com/Ramsey.
Hey, what's up? Dr. John Deloney here. Listen, I need everyone to put your phones down. Yes, put it down. You're going to live. When was the last time you looked someone in the eyes and felt seen and heard? We are wired to have deep, meaningful, and even fun relationships, not to stay glued to our phones, swiping right, swiping left, and thumbs down on everybody that we're mad at. And that's why I created Questions for Humans. We have so many new decks available. Girls Night Out, Guys Night Out, Dating, Parents and Teens, and even Workplace editions. For example, one of the Guys Night questions is, how long would you last alone in the wild? Or in the Girls Night deck, one of the questions is, what's something you figured out way too late in life? There are so many new decks with so many new questions. You'll spend time laughing together, learning something unexpected, and building deeper and stronger relationships. Pick up one or two or all of the Questions for Humans conversation starter cards and start.
For you to make the right deal at the right price. But here's the truth. Not all real estate agents are the same. Some don't know what the flip they're doing, while others are just out to line their pockets with your hard-earned cash. Don't fall for the duds. You need someone with knowledge and integrity, and that's exactly what you'll get when you work with a Ramsey trusted agent. We only recommend the best. We handpick real estate agents who have multiple years of full-time experience and proven track records of around 60 to 100 closings per year. They're the only agents in your area we trust to negotiate on your behalf. Trust them to help you make smart real estate decisions so you can stay on track with your financial goals. To find a Ramsey Trusted Agent near you, visit RamseySolutions.com/agent. That's RamseySolutions.com/agent.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show, where we help you win with your money, win in your work, and win in your relationships. The phone number is 888-825-5225, 888-825-5225. An interesting unintended theme hour around, the economy. We're going to be talking about that and what's going on with this presidential election and things of that nature. That's a little bit more of that coming up. But first, it's August, George, and around here that means we've got some incredible deals. I guess Dave just tells everybody, slash prices in August.
It's how it's always been.
It's what it looks like. So we've got the $12 sale is what it's actually called. This is happening through August 31st. So everything we're talking about, the parenting advice, making more money, purpose in the work, the whole nine yards, saving money, avoiding all the stuff, we've got it. So $12 on everything. Smart money, smart kids, baby steps, millionaires. Let's see, what else we got? Building a non-anxious life.
And your own book, Ken, from
Paycheck to Purpose.
You made the $12 sale. That's a heck of a deal.
You're not in here?
Not yet. My book is too new. I think they wait.
That's right.
Yeah, it's too fresh.
Oh,
I don't want it. Yeah, I don't know. I wish. I mean, I want everyone to have it.
Yeah,
but I think it's a few bucks more. Yeah, it's still on this. It's still there. Add it to the cart.
There it is. RamseySolutions.com/sale. RamseySolutions.com/sale. All right, James is up in Kansas City. James, how can we help today?
Hi.
How are you?
Good. You guys? I just got, we sold our company here recently, and the proceeds are well into 9 figures.
Wow.
And
congrats.
Thank you. We're concerned about not making trust fund babies for our heirs in the future. So I thought, we got lots of attorneys that are helping us and stuff, but I'm not getting the kind of advice that I'd like to hear from them.
So what are your worries? That they're going to become entitled and they're going to blow through millions and millions of dollars and implode their life?
Yeah, what is it, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations or something like that?
So how old are the kids?
Well, they're anywhere from 40 to non-existent.
Okay, so these are not children.
Well, I'm not worried about my own kids. I'm worried about the kids I won't even know, my great-great-great-grandkids.
Let me
I'm not
free you.
so sure that you should be doing that because you don't have any say in it.
Yeah, allow me to free you and tell you that you have no control over what happens with future generations and their behavior. All you can do is raise great kids. Do you think you've done a good job of raising great kids into becoming great adults?
Yeah, I think so. Of course, you look back at it and you always think you've done something wrong. I'm sure I did.
Well, no, but Po Buddy's nerfing. That's what Ken always likes to say.
Po Buddy is nerfing?
Po Buddy's nerfing. There you go.
What is wrong with you? You're not on your meds today? Is that
I'm
a
having
thing?
a good time with our friend James.
I've never heard that before.
Well, Google it, Ken. Get a clue.
All right.
But James, the thing is here, you don't have control. It sounds like you've raised great kids. I understand you feel the weight when you're talking about 9 figures sitting out there, and you don't want these people to implode their life generationally. But I think the best thing you can do is talk to your own kids and go, hey, this changes our family tree for a long time. Let's have a conversation about what we want to do with this generational wealth we've created.
Okay.
Have you done that?
Okay. Yeah, we've been doing that, and we've got a series of family meetings that we're going to start up with this fall. And we were planning on starting some kids programs where they'd start donating out of their foundation to local charities. Start that at like age 8, run that to age 20. And they would have to decide as a group which charity they wanted to donate to. So if you had an age group of 8 to 12 and then 13 to 16 and then 18 to 20 or something, each one would get a little bit more money to donate.
Okay, so there's kind of there's some strings attached here, and that's perfectly fine because it's your money, and you can set certain milestones within the trust to say, hey, if they do this, this is what they get. If they graduate college, here's what happens.
Okay.
If they get a job, if they get married, and here's the conditions. It's okay to set it up like that.
Good.
And so you can decide, but I would make sure that your kids know what's going on, that you're all in agreement with the value system of which we're making these decisions, is that we want to lead with generosity. We're going to invest wisely. We want to have work ethic. No one's getting a free ride. But you also don't need to clutch it so tightly that it destroys your life in the meantime.
Yeah, and I'm not too worried about that, but it is a bit of a guilt trip, so yeah.
What are you guilty about?
Well, we're in a small community.
So you feel like it's not fair that you have all this wealth and other people don't?
It's a little bit that way, yeah.
All right, so I've got to jump in. I've got to jump in, James, because I think this is all mindset for you. And you're a really good person, okay, which is why you feel the way you feel, but you've got this thing all twisted in your head. So I'm just going to ask you a couple quick questions. Did you work your butt off when you started and built that company?
Yeah, for 50 years.
For 50 years, James, you worked your butt off. Did you start off with a ton of money?
Nope, we started off with $400 a month.
Okay. And when you sold the company, did you pull one over on the company that bought it from you or the people that bought it from you, or was it an absolutely fair market rate and absolutely worth what you got for it?
It was a good deal for everybody. Yeah.
And is everybody in your small town, do they have a right to live the same life that you live, the same circumstances? Do they have a right to the money that you made?
Well, they could do it. I mean, anybody.
I didn't ask you that. I said, do they have a right to it?
No, they don't.
All right. So, James, you're a really good man. But just because you've done very, very well in a small town, and that puts you in a very small percentage of people, you're probably the wealthiest person in your town, that doesn't make you a bad person, and thus you have nothing to feel guilty about. You've done nothing wrong. In fact, everything you've done is actually right. Correct?
You can make that argument. My wife's a little more conservative than I am.
Okay, well.
And
what does she think about all this?
Well, she's on board with it. But in the Midwest here, you're just not flashy. You're just not very flashy.
But no one's talking about being flashy. But I got to tell you, James. And by the way, I don't know if you're walking up and down steps while you're talking to us or not.
James is getting his workout in as we speak.
But James,
he's on the move.
I got to tell you something. Hey, James.
We lost you, James. Speak directly into your phone.
I got some guys upstairs with a pallet jack.
Oh, the pallet jack. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me on a phone call.
Classic.
But, James, listen to me. You've got to be the most low-key 9-figure earner I've ever talked to in my life. You're borderline sad about it. And that's just crazy. You just don't need to feel like you got to slink around and apologize for this extreme wealth. You just don't. You've earned it. So do something good with it. And you don't have to be flashy. But you can do something good and doesn't have your name and
you
bright
can
lights
impact
around
your
it.
community. You get to give as much of this away as you'd like, and so I want you to feel a freedom here versus feeling like you're in a prison.
And we are.
Good.
We are. We're probably giving away half of it is probably what we're giving
Well,
away.
fantastic. Get a little, just get a little bit of a little bit more juice in your step here. Just be a little bit more excited about this. This is not a massive problem. Nothing to be worried about. Nothing to be scared about. Like, this is an opportunity to live like no one else. And so I would tell you to do it. We're cheering for you, my man. I tell you.
Do some things you never dreamed of when it comes to giving, when it comes to spending, when it comes to investing, building wealth, leaving a legacy. I think you need a dream meeting with your spouse, a dream meeting with your kids, and then once you have exactly that clear vision of what we're going to do with this, it's going to put some pep in the step.
Yeah. James is going to check on the pallet jack, guys. George and I are going to take a quick break, and before you know it, more Ramsey Show and your calls are right around the corner.
Buying your first home is a big deal and sets the stage for your financial success. So, work with a mortgage advisor you trust, not just some random website. Churchill Mortgage is Ramsey trusted because they help you avoid hidden traps and expertly guide you through every step. Learn more at churchillmortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing lender. 1749 Mallory Lane, Suite 100. Brentwood, Tennessee 37027.
Hey guys, are you ready for the secret to help you reach those money goals that you've been dreaming about? It's simple. You got to get on a budget. With our budgeting app, Every Dollar, you'll get intentional with your money and build the habits that will make those dreams a reality. And we'll be with you every step of the way, from your first budget to that retirement home on the beach. Download Every Dollar for free on the App Store or Google Play. Remember, today, download Every Dollar for free on the App Store or Google Play today.
Jammin' in the Park is back on the Port Angeles waterfront August 31st. Presented by Nor'Wester Rotary and Koenig Subaru. Come for a fun and free day of live music, food, a kids zone, and other activities too. It happens at Pebble Beach Park in front of Field Hall and Event Center from 11 to 5, Saturday, August 31st.
Jammin' in the Park is made possible in part by the Elwha Clallam Tribe, Callis & Associates Insurance, Angelus Electric, and the Port Angeles Chamber of Commerce.
It's time to celebrate the bounty of our county. The theme of this year's Clallam County Fair tells us how fortunate we are to live in such a great area. The summer event on the peninsula is coming next week, August 15th through the 18th. You'll have 4 full days to enjoy all of the sights, sounds, tastes, and adventure you can handle. For a detailed list of fair performances, grandstand action, exhibitors, and more, visit clallamcountyfair.net. Join us at the fair August 15th through the 18th.
Hi, this is Clallam PUD. If you're always on the go, you'll love our Smart Hub mobile app. You can pay your bill, report outages or other problems, and unlock new ways to save energy through monitoring your usage history, all from your phone. It's more than an app. It's a key to saving time and money. Innovation in your pocket, that's power. Download the app from our website at clallampud.net. Clallam PUD, bringing energy to life.
Market declines, unemployment. Today's headlines can be scary. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Anthony Sanders. I'll work with you to help you understand the impact of short-term events and how to prepare for the long term. We provide the tools for a reasoned, disciplined approach to investing. Don't let headlines derail your long-term financial strategy. Call us at 360-452-0550 to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Voted the Peninsula's #1 live band, Classic Hits, Black Diamond Junction. Experience those memorable songs. Easy to dance to and easy on the ears. Black Diamond Junction is back.
BDJ is at the Squim Elks this Sunday, 6 to 8:30 p.m. $10 for Elks members, $12 for guests.
Buying locally doesn't always mean paying more. At McCrory Carpet One, they're a part of a cooperative that bands together over 1,000 family businesses just like them to form the largest floor buying group in America. Together, they buy over $7 billion in flooring. That means not only do you get the best prices and quality installation, but you help support local jobs and families. For over 60 years, always priced right, always done right. McCrory Carpet One. Pain is not normal. Many of us continue to suffer from recurring pain. However, there is non-medicated relief. Therapeutic massage from Olympic Bodywork professionals. Headaches, body aches, joint pain. It can all be relieved. You'll feel improvement and get back to the things you love, pain-free. And right now, Olympic Bodywork professionals offer $20 off your first visit for new clients. Go to olympicbodywork.com and schedule a therapeutic massage today and start living pain-free.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Residents in the Northeast feeling the brunt of Debbie, the storm packed with torrential rain and the threat of tornadoes. ABC's Melissa Griffin has more.
This is where the significant flash flood threat is in upstate New York into parts of interior New England through tonight. But all the way down to New York and Philadelphia could see the chance for isolated tornadoes, those wind gusts to 50 miles per hour. Before this all slides out of here off the East Coast through the overnight hours, it will be getting better.
Both Kamala Harris and rival Donald Trump on the campaign trail today. Trump in Montana for a rally tonight. Harris and her running mate Tim Walz hold an event in Arizona. Israeli forces say they've killed a senior Hamas commander in Lebanon. It is the latest assassination of an Iranian-backed militant leader in the past month and could stall efforts to jumpstart ceasefire talks. Authorities in Brazil say all 61 passengers and crew members on board a twin-engine plane died when it crashed in Sao Paulo. The cause still unknown. This is ABC News.
Here's your Newsradio KONP forecast brought to you by Olympic Game Farm. A blend of clouds and sun this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 75. Winds out of the northwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, lows level off around 58. Daytime highs approaching 73. Tomorrow, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Dry Sunday and Monday under cloudy skies with highs in the mid-60s. Taking a look at the extended forecast, 64 Tuesday, 65 Wednesday, and 66 on Thursday. I'm weatherology meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 59.
To the Ramsey Show, I'm Ken Coleman. George Campbell joins you this hour. The phone number for you to jump in is 888-825-5225. To the phones we go. Joy is joining us in Bowling Green, Ohio. Joy, how can we help today?
Hi, so I have a question in general, how we can change our federal politicians, meaning is there a way that we as the people could institute term limits for our congressmen? Yes. We already have term limits for governors and obviously presidents, but is there something that we can do? I mean, because they're not going to vote on it. They're not going to approve their own term limits. What can we do as people to get this changed?
Yeah, well, good question. So for those of you who can't remember learning about this in the 5th or 6th or 7th grade, give you the quick answer. There's two ways that the American people could bring forth an amendment to the Constitution, and it would take an amendment to the Constitution to actually create term limits for the United States Senate and the House of Representatives. The first is, I think you know this, Joy, a congressional proposal. So a current member of Congress on the Senate side or the House side could put forth a proposal to amend the U.S. Constitution, because this is not legislation. This is an actual amendment to the Constitution in order to get term limits. So it would take one of the 435 members of Congress, right, Senate, House, to actually put the proposal forward, and then it would take a 2/3 majority vote of both the House and the Senate
to actually get this going. That's never, ever.
Just to get it going.
No, to get it through. No, the proposal, one person could do it.
To propose it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But, Joy, you're right. Those men and women up there are never going to vote to term limit themselves. The second
There's no way on the state level that we could say,
yes,
okay,
you can. Yes, you can. I'm getting there. I'm
okay.
getting there. Sorry, I had to give you the full picture, all right? The other way it can happen is a constitutional convention. And this is where 2/3 of the 50 states, so that would be 34 out of 50 states, could call for a constitutional convention, then propose the amendment, which would be term limits, and then the ratification process would require 3/4 or 38 out of the 50 state legislatures by conventions to vote for it. So if you said, all right, we want a term limit, so you'd have to have a majority of 34 states would all have to agree. Their House and Senate would say, all right, we're doing this convention. Then they take it to the convention, and out of the 34 states that said, yes, we should talk about it, 38, George, would have to say, vote in a majority, by the way. So Tennessee's House and Senate would have to vote for the amendment, and they would have to be with 37 other states. 38 states total, Joy, would then amend the Constitution, which, by the way, while we're talking about this, last week on the show, I proposed a balanced budget amendment. So, Joy, the answer to your question is, this would have to be a groundswell, a grassroots movement where the state legislators and the governors of those states said, we probably should listen to the people of our state and we should do this. So it's going to take a massive grassroots movement. Massive organized, George. Grassroots movement. And Joy, that's the only way it happens. And the framers of our Constitution, by the way, they made it this difficult on purpose so that you can't just, get an angry mob together and change the Constitution. So is it difficult? Yes. Is it possible? Yes. Will it happen? Probably not.
Thanks for your vote of confidence.
Joy, listen to me. Joy, I want you to hear me say, on the record, I'm for term limits. I would propose it right now if I were in Congress. And my proposal to anybody that wants to take it to their congressman, by the way, if you want to call them, here's the proposal. 1 term in the Senate, which is 6 years, George, and 3 terms in the House, which is 6 years. Everybody gets 6 years to do damage or do good, and then you're out. So, Joy, I'm for it. I'm also for a balanced budget amendment. And I'll say this again, as I said it last week. This is a money show, and our audience is always thinking about money.
You vote with your wallet.
And I'm telling you, the balanced budget amendment would be the first thing, Joy, I would do. I would put term limits second. I would like to see the American people say, you know what? We should require the federal government to balance the budget so that we don't drain our resources, our tax dollars
with that.
for debt.
I ran into Bob Latta a couple years ago and was asking him some local questions. And to be honest with you, he told me that you have to be in D.C. so long to get appointed to the right committees to make any difference.
Yeah.
That basically, even if he is there his entire career, he would just be getting to where he needs to be to make any change.
Yeah, that's absolutely
and
right.
That just left me hanging with my mouth open
I
and
know.
frankly disgusted.
Yeah,
so,
you should be. But here's the deal. We need more people to be disgusted, not with the other party and not with the other candidate, but be disgusted with both parties and their management of the resources in this nation. Because we can argue about all these social issues and all this other stuff. And by the way, where we are, I'm just going to say this while I'm on it. I'm just going to say this.
No one can stop you except for everyone in the booth.
No, here's the deal. Our political discourse in this country has now devolved on both sides to insults and accusations. When I listen to both candidates talk, I don't hear anything about a vision for the future. I don't hear it. I don't hear about a vision for let's balance the federal budget so we don't mortgage our children's futures away. What are we doing to actually make Social Security solvent today? I just don't hear it. So anyway, enough of that.
It's no solutions. It's more fear-mongering and going, life's going to be better if you vote for me.
To the spirit of Joy's question, the American people through their state government can make a huge difference. And that's how you're going to have to do it.
Yeah, I have very little faith in any of this happening in my lifetime, especially because in this situation, Ken, the very people who would lose power are the ones who vote on it. in one of these solutions.
100% right.
So why would they do that?
Why would you? Yeah. So, Civics 101 there, it is possible. But let's say this. We have millions upon millions of Ramsey Show listeners and viewers, YouTube, podcast, radio. I'm not saying we should do this. But if the millions and millions of people that are listening to us and watch us were to say, you know what, let's take a shot at this. Let's mobilize. Let's get after a balanced budget amendment. And let's take it to our state representatives and state senators and maybe even a governor. You know what? Would you get it done right away? Probably not. But if you got 20 states that went public and said, we're proposing a constitutional amendment, we need 14 more, you might see it happen. So I do think over a period of 2 to 6 years, you could probably get to a point where it was even possible. But this is about money. And I think the American people should be uniting around money, not social issues. Just what is the result of us being $30-some trillion in debt? That's not just it's a line item.
Well, just like we do with our personal finances, at some point the number becomes so astronomical, it becomes fake. It becomes this like monopoly money situation, and you go, well, our grandkids will deal with that, which is frightening.
But George, I'm gonna say something that you may be shocked by, but if I were to put you in the room with the Congressional Budget Office and all the committees and everything, and and I put you in a room and I said, we'll give you guys 3 square meals a day, you get 8 hours of sleep, you're back in there. I believe
we can fix it,
that you could balance the budget. Now, people are going to fight over it, but the point is you could balance the budget. You absolutely could.
Well, it's spend less than you make. It sounds that simple, but it really is that simple.
You know a little bit about that.
That's it.
You literally could go, well, this is like the Netflix subscription.
Yes. Instead of Netflix, you're sending how many billions to this country every day?
Start looking it up.
Can we cut that subscription?
Yeah.
We got
a new feeding program for the rare spotted owl. Okay. Love the spotted owl, but they're not as important as my kids. Got it, George. Got it.
The spotted owl folks would like to have a word with you, Ken.
You see my point?
Yeah.
But what would you say to the person who would fight you over the Netflix subscription?
Oh, my gosh.
You'd say cut it, would you not?
Well, we have to agree on the goal. If the goal is to spend less money, now we got to go, where are we going to cut it?
All right. See? You come at it from a financial standpoint, then George Campbell's the hero.
I'm in.
I love it. We'll see if we can get George elected.
Get the government on an every dollar budget. It's
That's
time.
Right. Coming up next, how does the Fed changing the interest rate up or down affect you every day? We'll discuss it next. This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, I'm here with George Camel, our resident millennial techie.
Thanks, Dave. I will own that title. And for years now, you've been teaching people to spend wisely and save intentionally. And now in this newfangled world, it's apps. There's some great cashback apps.
I'm jacked about our new advertiser. There's a lot of reason to be excited about this. It's called Upside.
And it's a free cashback app that helps you get money back for the daily essentials you're already spending on, like food and fuel. And this is real cash back, Dave.
You need to hear this, folks. He said real cash back. This is not points. It's not bullcrap like airline miles or some kind of reward thing. It's money.
And you can transfer this cash back straight to your bank account, PayPal, or even cash it out as an e-gift card to some great retailers. And people on average earn $340 per year when they use Upside. With over 85,000 locations, grocery stores, and restaurants, the world is your oyster.
So to use Upside and get the cash back, download the Upside app and use the promo code Ramsey. Upside app, promo code Ramsey.
Now is the time to get the proven plan millions have used to get control of their money with Dave Ramsey's national best-selling books, The Total Money Makeover and Baby Steps Millionaires. You'll learn the 7 baby steps to crush debt and save in The Total Money Makeover. And when you're ready to invest and build wealth, dive into Baby Steps Millionaires. This is your proven and surefire plan to build a legacy. Go to RamseySolutions.com/store to order your books today. RamseySolutions.com/store.
Imagine being excited about Mondays. What if, instead of waking up depressed and discouraged, you were actually excited for work? Knowing your purpose is the key to escaping your meaningless 9-to-5, to increasing your income, and to finding work you love. That's why I created the Get Clear Assessment, to help you discover what you do best, what work you love to do, and the results that fire you up. and jobs that would be a tremendous fit for you. After completing this quick assessment, you'll finally learn what truly drives you, so Mondays don't have to suck ever again. The assessment will help you create a purpose statement so you can discover countless ways to do meaningful work in your career. The truth is, nothing's going to change until you decide to take action. And don't just take it from me. With over 100 5-star reviews, people just like you are getting clear on what they were born to do and finding work that gives them purpose. To order your Get Clear assessment, go to RamseySolutions.com today.
Hey, homeschool parents, you guys have so much on your plate. As both a parent and teacher, you're focused on making sure your teen knows all they need to succeed in the real world. But along with all their other courses, make sure they learn about money, too. Our homeschool curriculum, Foundations in Personal Finance, can help. It's a life-changing curriculum that'll totally transform how your teen thinks about money, and it's so easy to get started. You'll get everything you need to teach your teens real-life skills like how to save and spend wisely, how to pay cash for college, and how to stay out of debt. Look, this is too important to put off any longer. This is the money course you'll wish you had when you were in school. Check out Foundations in Personal Finance today. Go to RamseySolutions.com/homeschool to learn more. That's RamseySolutions.com/homeschool.
How we doing out there, America? Hope you're having a good day. We are. I'm George. I'm George. I'm Ken Coleman. That's the first time
A boy
that's
can
ever
dream.
happened.
A boy. You know, a lot of people call me Ken, accidentally on the show when they call in. They say, "Hey, Ken, great to
That's
talk to you."
happened to me too.
What a great honor it is.
Yeah. My favorite is when I'm on and someone calls me Dave. That's always fun.
You just have to move along.
Yeah. So I caught myself. I'm Ken Coleman, actually.
I think you're Congressman
George.
Coleman today. It's
George
got a
Campbell.
ring to it.
Oh boy. Nope. Don't want to do that at all. Let's be very, very clear.
I just want to be mayor of a small town. Is that so wrong?
I think you could do that well.
You know, just
Yeah.
walk around waving at people.
Yep. You're always ribbon cutting at the fair, the county fair. I think you'd be a huge
That's
hit.
it. I don't want any real responsibility. Just
No.
let me cut ribbons.
Yeah, I think you'd be great at that. 888-825-5225 is the phone number. Okay, real quick, we're going to get in the news and very relevant to you as we speak today, okay? And so here we are. We're going to talk about the interest rates, George. The Fed, right? Jerome Powell. I've been mean about Jerome before. I have criticized Jerome in the past. And I don't want to criticize him today, but I want to point out that he is the chairman of the Fed.
The Federal Reserve.
The Federal Reserve. So here's the deal. Everybody's going, what is he going to do with interest rates? What's he going to do with interest rates? A lot of people predicting. They passed on the last meeting. They didn't do anything. A lot of people predicting quarter 3, quarter 4. And it affects the debt situation that people are borrowing. So I'll throw it to you, George. The credit card. When people are looking, they're hoping, okay, if he drops it, maybe I don't have to pay as much. But guys like you and me, one of the great positives of the Fed raising the rate is we save more money.
That's true. When the Fed lowers the rate, it makes borrowing money cheaper. When they raise the rate, it makes borrowing money more expensive. Now, on the flip side, when you think about a savings account, we've also seen savings rates go up with borrowing rates go up. So if you are saving money, this is a great thing for you. If you've got $10,000 in a savings account that's growing at 5% instead of 2%, you're happy about that.
That's right.
But if your car loan is now 8% instead of 5%, you're upset about it.
That's
and so for those trying to borrow money actively, this hurts them. But guess what? Consumers have been borrowing money anyways, Ken, because we've seen the consumer numbers go up for debt.
It's not changing at all.
We've seen inflation not cool at the rate they want to because largely consumers are it's still white hot. People are still spending money. They're still borrowing money, which is kind of hurting the very thing they're wanting, which is inflation to cool.
That's right. So the correlation between the Fed raising interest rates and how it affects mortgage rates is those are the bond rates. So it's the bond rates. And so when the bond rate changes, it does have an indirect effect on mortgage rates.
It's an inverse relationship.
Inverse. But he's not directly, when he's moving, it doesn't automatically mean your mortgage provider or anybody else is going to change their rate. But it has to do with that. Now, here's some other things we just want to kind of explain. How does it affect you? One of the biggies is employment. Jerome Powell came out a year and a half, 2 years ago and said, we're going to start to raise rates because we've got to cool inflation. And the way they try to cool inflation is raising the rate, which it does it in two ways.
Makes it harder to borrow.
But what happens is that companies, because a lot of companies are using debt for operating expenses or some type of leveraging, around goods and services, then what will happen is they start to cut costs because their borrowing costs went up. And so they'll cut costs by dropping employees. So layoffs, okay? That's a big one. The other thing you got to think about, too, is they want to see unemployment go up in high times of inflation. And he said this because people spend less. And we are a consumer-driven economy, George. We're not a manufacturing-driven economy. We're a consumer-driven economy. In other words, we're all just passing each other's money around. That is the American economy.
And you need that to happen in order to keep this whole thing going.
So when people stop spending, guess what happens? Companies aren't making as much money.
Slows it
down. They
down.
lay it off. So those are the two factors that when you see interest rates go up, usually you see unemployment go up. When you see interest rates come down, again, unemployment tends to drop as well. So that's what's going on. The inflation itself, costing goods and services across the board. The housing market, tremendously affected.
That's the
well.
big one. As people are clamoring about, is if we can get these rates down, more people, that we can get the housing market sort of stimulated again, because it's been pretty stagnant lately.
All right, so here's why we bring this up. Just as we took a call to start the show, how can I recession-proof my career? You want to recession-proof your life, and you want to make sure that whatever Jerome Powell does and the Fed, it doesn't affect you that much.
Because if you're trying to borrow out your eyeballs, then it affects you.
That's right.
Because every rate, every turn, the car loan, the credit card, the student loan, the mortgage, it all affects you. But when you go, you know what, I'm not going to play the game.
That's right.
I'm going to get out of debt. I'm going to pay off the house.
That's right.
Well, then the rates, you go, yawn.
Well,
what
that's
else is on TV?
That's what happens to you and me right now. The only thing I get irritated about on the rates is when I'm like, oh, my savings rate just dropped.
And that's what we're going to see happen. If you have a savings account, what's likely going to happen, you're going to go, oh, it went from 5 to 4.75.
Yeah. By the way, real quick point on this, because this plays into what you teach and Dave teaches on investing. Earlier this week, we saw a massive stock drop, right? It was the Dow lost over 1,000 points. NASDAQ was probably, 500 points off, something like that. Anyway, point is people were panicking, and one of the lead economists in this country came out and called for an emergency rate drop.
Wow.
Well, the Fed must have yawned and ignored him. It didn't happen. I thought that was a crazy reaction.
They don't just go, well, one economist said it, Ken. We have to do it.
They don't. But
they
2 days later, same economist came out because the market has already rebounded. Largely got it all back. The next day, 650 up, and I don't know what it's done today. My point is, this is the roller coaster that you talk about.
So if I lost cell phone service for 2 days, I would have come back and go, what happened? Oh, nothing. We're back to where we were.
Essentially.
Big whoop.
Not point for point, but pretty darn close. So all that to say, I do expect the Fed to drop the rate probably in the next month or two.
And it probably won't be as drastic as people are hoping. It's been just inching.
I would say a quarter point, maybe a half point, but probably a quarter point. I see the Fed probably going a couple of quarter point drops, just to kind of ease back in because they dropped it too low before. And now
it's a very delicate game they're playing.
It is.
And so I get you don't want to mess with this too much. But what's interesting, Ken, is when it comes to real estate, people are going, well, Ken, if the rate went from 7 to 6, it would allow me to buy a house.
Yeah. Let's go to Jennifer, who has a question, I think, around this. Jennifer, how can we help?
Hi, Ken and George. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
It sounds like you touched on my question a little bit because I was wondering how the election and mortgage rates correlate. Specifically, for an example, some of my friends and colleagues were looking to purchase a home, and they're suggesting that I wait and to see who gets elected into office. But I'm wondering if it's actually worth waiting for, or like you said, the decrease.
Are you ready to buy a home financially?
Yes, we are.
Then do it.
I would too.
That's
Because
the only factor that matters.
Yeah. I don't think the election itself. Here's the dirty little secret, Jennifer. Who is in the White House matters to a lot of people emotionally. It doesn't matter as much as you think financially. Your mayor, your city council, your county commissioner, your state politicians have way more impact on your actual household income and your expenses than the president of the United States does. I remember, I'm not going to say which party, because I don't want to offend anybody, But I remember I was in politics, George, and I remember a party won, and it was not my choice, and I was probably early 20s, and I thought the apocalypse was coming. And then we had 8 years of that person, and my life actually got better. During the 8 years of a time of a person, I was like, I'd never vote for that person. So that's happened to me a few times. And so George is right. Get it now. Interest rates are starting to edge down a little bit anyway. You can always refi. What do you and Dave say? Date the house, date the rate.
Yeah, marry the house, date the rate, and that's what you'll do. And if the payment, the payment's not going to be fun right now with the rate, but if you can afford it, we talk about 25% of your take-home pay going toward this. Then don't wait on the sidelines. Don't wait for the market to change. Don't wait for someone to get elected, because the economy is largely, it's not connected to who's in the White House. It's more influenced by the Federal Reserve and what's happening in the economy. So keep your eye on the economy, not the election ads, and that'll help you.
Yeah, and let's also mention RamseySolutions.com/real estate. It's a fabulous website for you to go to, Jennifer. It's free. We've got all the Q's and all the A's that you could possibly imagine to help make you feel even more confident with the answer we just gave you. But yes, you should buy right now and just sit back in your new house, pop some popcorn, and watch this election craziness. Know that you got the right house for you. Good hour, George. Thank you. This is The Ramsey Show.
No matter what you want to do with your money, you need a budget. Start budgeting for free today with the EveryDollar app, the easiest way to budget. Track your expenses and reach your goals faster. Go to everydollar.com today. One of the questions I get all the time is, which life insurance company should I use for my term life policy? A valid question, since there are hundreds of companies out there with rates all over the place and riders and add-ons that are simply a waste of money. You need to get this done and make the right decision. That's why the only company I use and have recommended for over 25 years is Zander Insurance. Zander is a broker who shops the top term life companies for you and finds the best rates available from the only plans I recommend. They also save you time. Whether you want to work online, over the phone, or via text, their team will cater to your needs and help you make the right decision. This is an absolute necessity, and Zander has made the process easy and convenient. Call them at 800-356-4282 or visit Zander.com.
Online at myclallamcounty.com. Newsradio KONP, Port Angeles, Squim, a Radio Pacific station.
From ABC News, I'm Daria Albinger. The road to the White House runs across the West tonight. Democrat Kamala Harris and her running mate Tim Walz will be in a must-win state. ABC's Rachel Bade has a preview.
Harris is going to a battleground state, Arizona. Obviously, it's not an easy state for her. This is a border state. Immigration is one of the key sort of vulnerabilities that Harris has because of various ways that the administration has handled the migrant crisis. A lot of people being concerned that they haven't done enough. And yet she's going down there to try to convince people to give her 4 years in office, at least the 4 years in office, and elect her this fall.
Later, former President Trump will hold a rally in Montana, a state that he's not in danger of losing. He's going to campaign for Republican Senate candidate Tim Sheehy, who is in a tight race with Democratic incumbent John Tester. All 61 people on board a Brazilian airliner that crashed near Sao Paulo are believed to have died. The small jet could be spinning as it fell from the sky. Debbie, still a tropical depression, but still wreaking havoc, raising the risk of flooding as it pushes into the Northeast.
This is where the significant flash flood threat is in upstate New York and to parts of interior New England through tonight. But all the way down to New York and Philadelphia could see the chance for isolated tornadoes, those wind gusts to 50 miles per hour. Before this all slides out of here off the East Coast through the overnight hours, it will be getting better.
ABC News meteorologist Melissa Griffin. Russia launched a missile strike on a shopping mall in Ukraine, killing several people. It was in response to the deadly Ukrainian attack on the Kursk region earlier this week.
This looks to be much more substantial than originally thought. I think it's really taken Russia by surprise, and it showed them that they are vulnerable to Ukraine. The fight isn't just going to be in Ukraine. It isn't just going to be Russia launching cruise missiles at populated areas like grocery stores.
ABC's national security and intelligence analyst Mick Mulroy. You're listening to ABC News.
Oh, honey, it's our favorite leaf filter trusted pro, Matt. Matt, come in, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks. You wanted me to stop by? Is everything okay with your leaf filter gutter protection system?
Okay, of course, silly. We wanted you to stop by for dinner as our way of thanking you.
Yes, to thank you for that free gutter inspection, the free estimate, and what was the other thing?
That lifetime guarantee.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Sparks, those are just Leaf Filter's policies. Everyone who calls Leaf Filter gets a trusted pro to come out for a free gutter inspection and estimate. And every Leaf Filter installation comes with a lifetime guarantee.
So it's not just us?
No, sir. We don't want anyone to worry about clogged gutters ever again.
You mean everyone gets this level of service?
Everyone. They just need to visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule their free inspection.
Okay, but you must be starving. You work so hard.
Ready to love your gutter protection as much as we do? Visit leaffilter.com/radio and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
The FDA has approved the first nasal spray for emergency allergy treatment.
The nasal spray is called Neffy, N-E-F-F-Y, which is given in a single dose in one nostril. It's approved for adults and children 66 pounds and over. The FDA says Neffy's approval is based on 4 studies in 175 healthy adults. The agency says you'll want to talk to your doctor about it, especially if you've had nasal polyps or nasal surgery, which may affect absorption, and check the possible side effects.
ABC's Chuck Sievertson. A woman and 2 teenage girls in San Diego County, California, are recovering after a swarm of bees attacked them at a family gathering.
It was just a regular summer day.
Tiffany Amu was in her family's backyard this week when a swarm of bees attacked the family.
A swarm of bees, like I couldn't see, no blue.
Each child got stung 3 to 10 times. She says bees were everywhere. They jumped in the pool with their dog Kona.
We lost Kona in the end.
Kona died from the bee stings. Tiffany says she was stung about 50 times. 3 of the family members had to go to a hospital. Why the bees swarmed, nobody knows. Alex Stone, ABC News.
A coalition of 15 Republican-led states have filed a lawsuit to block health care coverage from recipients of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. The Biden administration announced last spring that it would expand Affordable Care Act health coverage to DACA recipients. I'm Daria Albinger, ABC News.